Yo, yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we're going to be playing some Ira. Over the last few weeks, I've really been playing a lot of Victor. I've been practicing for Singapore. And so now that we're back and we're just kind of hanging out before we go to Kansas City in a couple weeks, I want to take a small break and play some Ira this week. I thought it might be fun to get some Ira games in and just kind of, expand my palette a little bit, play some different classes. Excuse me. Even though I am not unfamiliar to the ninja class, I have never really spent any time playing Ira, so I'm pretty excited. I think Ira is really cool, and I think she's a lot of fun. She's a hero that I think, even though her text box is pretty bland, can be really cool. Hey, let's go, Dave, with 11 months of Prime support on YouTube or on Twitch. Dude, Dave, thank you so much for the 11 months of Prime support, dude. I really appreciate it, man. It means a lot. It means a lot. Mekado, Ben, Rose, Lip. Hey, 3 of a Kind podcast is here. My man said, oops, wrong channel. It's still in Taylor's Thunder, dude. Derek, Samurai, Chang, Dave, Chris, and Joey. I think I hit everybody. Guys, thanks so much for being here and hanging out tonight. It really means a lot. I appreciate y'all being here and chilling. So yeah, we're going to be playing Ira tonight. Even though Ira's text box is pretty bland, for anybody who does not know, Ira's text box is your second attack gets +1. Which seems pretty vanilla on the surface. But there's a lot of really cool and powerful things you can do with that by pushing breakpoints, by pushing cool on hit effects. So there's a lot of really powerful things we're going to look to do tonight with Ira. And we've got a pretty cool list that was cooked up by a friend. So I'm not going to sit here and take a lot of credit for the list or anything like that. I have not innovated this list at all. This list 110% comes to us from none other than Aaron Grace. Now, if you guys do not know Aaron Grace, he made top 8 of 2024 U.S. Nationals. He is a member of the Card Guys, and when it comes to strategic and tactical thought of the game, there's honestly not much of a better mind out there. So he has put together a really, really cool Ira list that he calls Vanilla Ira. So I'm pretty excited. It's pretty cool, and it should make for a fun night tonight. You have an unusual hand item for Ira. Interested to see how this goes. Oh, you're talking about the fact that we're playing Kodachis? Yeah. I agree. It is a very interesting list indeed. Although it's kind of bland in some sense, I think it's very, very interesting. So let's talk about Ira for a second. We did just a second ago. Your second attack each turn gets +1. This allows us to really do some cool things. This means that we can throw Bittering Thorns for 5, which is great. We can throw Command and Conquer for 7 on the second chain link. We can throw any of our 0 for 3s for 4 on the second chain link. We have a lot of really, really powerful abilities that we can use here. And it's really cool because it's your second attack each turn, not on the chain link, which I guess would be pretty broken. But that second attack each turn means that even if we break the chain to do something like Dual Threat, for example, we're still able to get a lot of value out of this, which should be really, really cool. So I am very excited for the list tonight. It's really cool. We're going to talk about some of the card selection and kind of what I think Aaron was thinking when he was putting the list together. So we're gonna walk through some of it tonight. How are we fitting Pummel into that list? We are not fitting Pummel into the list. Chang said that Victor is getting even more powerful now. So the truth is, I'm probably going to play Victor at Kansas City in 2 weeks, and we're probably going to spend a lot of next week playing Victor. We might play Victor tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll see what happens. The gloves? Oh, you're talking about the gloves? Oh, dude, the gloves are really cool. So to kind of touch on what Joey is talking about here, we are playing Pouncing Paws, which is a 1 block, and it says instant destroy this, create a Crouching Tiger in your banished zone, and you may play it this turn. Tearing Shuko is also a 1 block with Battle Worn that says destroy this at instant speed, and your next Crouching Tiger you play this turn gets +2. So this is a really cool way to kind of like utilize like a couple of pieces of equipment. We could play like Tiger Stripe Shuko here, but I like this piece of equipment. The Tearing Shuko, normally, we're able to get 3 points of value out of the Tearing Shuko as opposed to just getting probably 2 points out of the Tiger Stripe Shuko, because we're not really able to use the text box on Tiger Stripe Shuko very often in this build of the deck. So like these are a really cool combo. I like them a lot. It makes the deck very interesting. The other thing that I think is a little different is we're not playing the Whirling Mist Blossom, whatever it's called. We're not playing like the new, like the Scar Wraps and the headpiece. We're not doing any of that. We're playing Mask of Momentum. So we're playing like full Boomer Ira, trying to make it all work, which is really, really cool. I think that Mask of Momentum is awesome, and I really like how it fits into the deck. I told Aaron that I wanted something straightforward, I wanted something simple, and I just wanted something fun to kind of take my mind off of like, you know, all the testing right now, and let's just like, let's take a breather, let's reset, and let's play something fun tonight. So we're playing like old school Boomer style Ira. This is our 51 card deck that we're going to be playing tonight. Yeah, Test of Iron Grip is live. I've been playing it. I've actually been playing it in the open CC. I was testing it last night actually against Chris. It was pretty good. Hey, Chris is actually in the chat, dude. Let's go. Working on that Valda list while I watch, and I have a question for you. While Valda is not a super clash-centric deck, she will use some cards that can clash. So how many misses do you allow? Ooh, so like, I don't know how many cards we want to use that clash in Valda very well. Like, it really depends on how many misses you're playing. Because in Victor, most of the time, people are playing 12 to 15 misses in their deck. I'm personally on 15 in a lot of matchups when I'm running all of the clash cards. So I think any more than that, you're in a pretty bad spot. But I guess it kind of depends on how you build Valda, Chris, is kind of the answer. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Only 3 sirens? Now he would be disappointed. That's so funny. That's so funny, dude. Tearing Shuko is very low-key right now. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I asked Aaron if he was okay with me streaming this before, before I went live, and he was like, yeah, dude. He was like, go get him. Because, like, I didn't want to, like, you know, like, if he was working on something cool or, like, you know, like, kind of, like, spicy, I didn't want to, like, reveal any tech or anything like that, so... Boomer, Edge of Autumn, Zoomer. There's a lot of different ways you can build Ira right now. No Scar Wraps is interesting. Yeah, Electrum, I kind of wanted to try like just more of like an OG version of the deck. We are playing a lot of the new cards in the deck. So like we're playing Legacy of Ikaru, which is really, well, I say a lot of the new cards. We're really just playing this. Cut Through came out in the Hunted. I think that Pain in the Backside came out in the Hunted. We're on a one-of copy of Razor Reflex tonight, which I think makes like for really, really interesting. Just as like a spicy one-of, it's pretty cool. I've been able to Razor a few things and make it pretty cool. I was really curious to know why Aaron wanted us to play Up Sticks and Run in the deck when I was first testing it, but I've really just kind of learned that this is just a 0 for 4. Like, you have to look at Up Sticks and Run as just like basically a 0 for 4. And we already have a lot of Chain Enders, so we want a 0 for 4 with Go Again. So I actually really like Up Sticks and Run. It's fit really well into the deck. And the other card that's really impressed me so far in the deck has been Dual Threat. This card is really, really cool. Sometimes we pitch it to Kadachi, sometimes it blocks 3. It really depends on what our hand looks like. But anytime I can line up a 5-card hand that works with Dual Threat, I will be utilizing it 110%. Sometimes you honestly don't even need 5 cards, depending on what it looks like. Sometimes you just need 3. So that's pretty cool. But Dual Threat is awesome. I'm a really big fan. It looks pretty sweet. The sideboard is very interesting. This is one of the places where I have to say, I really feel like Aaron threw me for a loop with some of the sideboard cards, but we were talking about it and he was explaining it to me, and every single one of them makes sense to me. So we have Blanche in here as a popper. It's also good into Gravy Bones. It's good into other matchups where they care about color. It works into Prism as well, being a 7 power popper. So it has a lot of like kind of versatility in some of the bigger matchups. Also, it's just a 2-card 7, which is like pretty on rate for what we're doing. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool. Before we talk about the rest of the sideboard, I want to answer. Yeah, so we are playing Legacy of Ikaru. I've seen a couple questions about this. So you'll notice this says target ninja attack gets +1. This is basically just like lunging press that blocks 3, turns on our Kodachis, And the cool thing that I think some people don't realize, and I honestly learned this last night during some of my testing games, you can play this on a Kodachi if you want to. So, like, if your opponent is at 2 and they decide they're going to take one from Kodachi to go to 1, you can play Legacy of Ikaru to win the game with this. So, Legacy of Ikaru is actually pretty cool, and it lines up really, really well. Being able to use this on Kodachis is pretty cool. So, I think this card fits really well as a, like, lunging press that is a 3-block. So, it fits really well into the deck with what we're trying to do here. Erase Face is a great tech card for things like Syndra, things like Acilio, Verdance, Florian, any of the Earth heroes. It could be good against Jarl. Like, it has a lot of spaces where it can be pretty good. So I think Erase Face fits pretty well into the deck with what we're trying to accomplish. There are 9 defense reactions in the sideboard. We're on 3 Fate, 3 Shelter, and 3 Sink. This is a solid, good defensive package into other aggro decks. Depending on what we're playing against, you'll see those kind of come in and come out throughout the evening. A one-of Flex Clause is really cool. I thought this was super spicy. Being able to play this as a one-of is really cool because it deals with angels. It can help us kill allies. It also lets us, when it hits, it lets us make a Crouching Tiger in our Banish Zone, which means we can throw this at like a Gravy Bones ally. And then if they have like a Rigor Mortis in play, we get to throw the Tiger at it for a 1 because of Ira's ability to kill it. So there's a lot of really cool lines you can take with Flex Clause. Honestly, surprised that there wasn't more of it in the sideboard when I was like, looking at the deck and everything like that. But I'm assuming that Aaron has a very, very good spot for why we're on one of this card in the sideboard. I have no doubt that we're going to have a lot of our questions answered tonight as we're going through our games. So it should be really cool. It's like Nip at the Heels. Yes, it's basically like a different version of Nip at the Heels, 100%. Yeah, like it's just a different version of Nip at the Hills. 100%. You are absolutely correct, Electrum. Hey, Annabelle, Martin, what's going on, guys? How are you? Get your merch ready for the KC calling. Yo, what are you talking about? Is there cool merch that they're selling, Riley, at the Kansas City? Excited for you. Oh, dude, John talking about Kevin being on breakpoints this week. Dude, Kevin is going to be on breakpoints this week. I'm very excited. Kevin's going to have a lot of great insight for us this week, and I think Kevin should be able to tell us a lot of really cool things. And we've got some pretty cool questions lined up for Kevin this week, so they should be pretty good. It should be a good episode. Death, we are on a one-of snag into Assassin, and we're also playing it into Victor, I believe. Hey, Randy, what's up, dude? Randy, I heard you were coming to join us this weekend at the Blue Post, dude. We are on 2 copies of Sigil of Solace. So far, the only matchup I'm seeing that we're playing this into has been the Assassin matchup. I'm like, in my head, it's a good Arsenal target, so that if they throw like a Leave No Witnesses at us and we have a good hand, we can say no blocks. Play this to not give them any value and like only net take 1, which is pretty good. They'd still get a card at the top of our deck, but I think that Sigil of Solace fits pretty well into our sideboard plan for what we're looking for. And then we talked about our one-of snag and what we're doing here. Like, this works into Assassins. It's pretty decent in the Victor. It can be okay in certain matchups. I think it really shines in the Assassin matchups, though. And then we have AB2, like, for Verdance and Kano, stuff like that. We're not playing any Arcane Barrier into Acilio. It's just a straight race. And then we are on 3 copies of Whirling Mistblossom. Whirling Mistblossom is a 1-cost, 2-power attack. When this hits, and it's the 2nd or higher chain link in a row to hit, draw 2 cards. You can absolutely abuse Gravy Bones with this card. Whirling Mistblossom is absolutely insane. And this allows us to just like pretty much abuse Gravy Bones. I was asking Aaron how he feels about the Gravy Bones matchup, and he said that he thinks this is Gravy Bones' worst matchup. So I think that's pretty interesting, and it says a lot about the deck and like how confident he feels into it. So Aaron's put together a really cool deck. I'm excited to play it tonight and see how it feels. We're going to jump straight in and we're going to start playing some games. Before we do, while we're waiting to play a game, we are going to be playing in the open CCQ tonight because I would like to be able to like see some of the newer decks and some of the newer things that's going on. I think that could be pretty cool. If you have not heard me talk about it, this is the Codex Journal. Make sure you check it out. ! Codex in the chat. It's a great way to keep up with your games. You can keep track of life totals over here. You keep track of all your notes over here. Who went first? Who went second? Why do you feel like you lost the game? Do you feel like your opponent's deck was good? Things of that nature. It's really good to like keep track of your games and help you track and improve at a higher level. I use it at every major event I go to, and I will be using it in Kansas City. Don't forget, code AgriBlaze96 to save 10% at checkout. Also, if you have not checked it out, exclamation point breakpoints in the chat. It's this new podcast that I'm a part of with Taylor and Sam from the Card Guys, where we have a very special guest on each week. We have Kevin Murphy, you guys probably know him as Smurf, coming up for this weekend. And this past weekend, we had DM Armada to break some things down for us. So make sure you check it out. It's pretty cool. We've really enjoyed the podcast. It's been a really fun passion project for all of us. I have thoroughly enjoyed being on it and being a part of it, honestly. I am worried that 18 misses might be too much, Chris. Yeah. Like, it depends on how many clashes you have, but I would say 18 is too many. And it looks like a ton of fun. As a Victor stand, it's right up my alley. Yeah, so Brim, I feel like I'm going to like be able to transition from Victor to this very, very easily. I don't think I have a Valda matchup set up, but it's just going to be the same thing as Victor. Actually, it's going to be the same thing as Bravo. I feel like this is probably closer to like what Bravo would be doing than Victor. So we are on all the defense reactions, and we are on 2 Sigil of Solace. Yeah, we don't want Snag, we don't want Whirly Mist Blossom, we don't want the 1-for-4 Erase Faces or Blanches. And we're going to run it and see what happens. This should be... I am excited to see how this goes. Too many or not enough? I mean, 18 misses is a lot, bro. Can you believe I'm going to be trying Zenith the LL Armory this weekend? Yo, that should be fun. That would be cool. Have I watched K-pop Demon Hunters yet? I have not. I am sad to say I am a disappointment, and I have not watched it yet. Do we want to try and push a bunch of damage here on turn 0? Like, do we just want to go, like, upsticks into, like, dagger 5? Probably, like, push a little bit of damage here, I'm imagining. We can Arsenal the Razor Reflex. Should be okay. I mean, plus, like, if they're willing to, like, block with equipment here on turn 0, I think I'm just okay with that. I've heard that movie is amazing. I've heard the movie is absolutely amazing. You know what? We're just gonna do this for 5. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and push this through. If they want to take 5 damage to keep the last 2 cards in their hand, I think I'm actually okay with that. I know they were willing to just take 2 there, but I'm totally okay with this exchange. We can block 6 pretty reliably. If we're able to just block with like a nip at the heels, that would be fine, I guess. I think that Valda needs to be on Big Hammer to compete in this matchup unless they Giga Roll. I mean, I guess it just depends on how they draw, right, Nick? Yeah, Carly and I were talking about watching that new K-pop Demon Hunters movie. I was like, yo, what? Like, there's no world you're just passing. Play an Aura or something. Valda is king. Never doubt Valda. I mean... Did we just say no blocks here in case they have it? Hey, what's up, Setsu? I believe you met... Megu from Chile. Thanks for the shout out. Dude, yeah, absolutely, man. I was like, I do remember meeting somebody from Chile, and it was a lot of fun to get to meet them and chat with them. I think we have to say no blocks here, right? I think we have to. Feels kind of bad, but I think we have to. Peck Perfect? I'm going to be honest, I think Peck Perfect's more of a meme. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just kind of feels like a meme. Yo, my man out here playing Dark Ritual. I mean, let's get aggressive. Yeah, I guess we can Arsenal Nip at the Hills. Seems fine, I guess. Have I tried Edge of Automyra? I have not. This is actually where I'm starting. Yo. We're getting juiced right now. This thing also blocks for like... This thing blocks for like, what, 3 right now? Something crazy. I feel like I'm lagging really badly tonight on Talishar. Dude, get good is right. Get good is right. Why Kodachi use Tiger Mask Momentum and not Edge of Autumn? So honestly, top it. I asked one of my buddies, Aaron, for a list, and he sent me this one. And in Aaron we trust, so we're playing this tonight. What's the worst card they could play for us? Like, what's the worst thing they could do? Like, Pulverize is not that bad because we have Kodachis. Spinal Crush would be pretty bad. There's a Valda spec, but I don't remember what it does. Oh, are you saying we should have like played this to pump the Kodachi? I mean, we could have. That would have been fine. Like that would have been fine. As opposed to arsenaling it. I just assumed that like we can arsenal this and try to set up for another turn would be okay. I have actually not got to watch the full final match against Michael Fung, but I have been told that censor was absolutely insane. And to be honest, I'm so glad this card's finally getting the recognition it deserves. I think censor is one of the best underplayed cards of all time. How many surges do they need to have? I mean, they have to pay 1, right? Because they had 4 surges. Like, strictly very good. I completely agree. Hey, Kyle, what's up, dude? Hey, Kafrika, what's up, buddy? You see the demo deck Bravo? It comes with a weapon that just says this is not a weapon. I actually have not been able to watch that video yet, but I really want to. I mean, we're just going to block with the Fate Foreseen, E-Strike for 7, and try to keep the dual threat in our hands. Or maybe we try to keep the up 6 and run in our hand. I mean, Dominate's pretty good. We are getting, like, kind of punished for arsenaling this. Yeah, I guess we'll just Fate. And depending on what we see on top of our deck, we can decide what we want to do. Okay. I mean, we could give up our equipment, I think, but, like, I don't know. So, let's leave this on top, and then we're going to keep the up 6 and run in our hand. Is going to be the play. I think in this matchup, we want to keep sticks around. I mean, having it in our hand is, like, fine for next turn. I mean, I guess technically I could have blocked with, like, some of my equipment if I wanted to here. I could have went 5 go again into up 6 and run, use Tunic for Kodachi, but I think I'd rather just save the block there for something else. Like, this was a pretty fine 2-card hand here, right? Valda spec is on hit. You have to throw away your Victor hero cards. Oh, I thought you mistyped that, Martin. I just realized you were trolling me, bro. Like that like took my brain a second to wrap around that. That was funny. Yeah, it has the heavy hitter weapon art, but just says weapon on it. That's kind of funny. If it's not a weapon, just frailty not work on it? Probably. I mean, probably not. I don't know. Okay. So it's this into like Titan's Fist. 4-3. Yo, Pausarino, big dog. I think we're just going to take 3 And we're going to plan on arsenaling. So we're going to go up 6 and run to start the turn. It's going to be Kodachi for 5. I mean, yeah, block with the Testament of Valhalla. Like, it makes sense. I actually want to try 100 wins in a Kodachi shell for Ira. 100 wins could be pretty good. I mean, it's just 0 for 3 with go again. So I suppose that this has like a higher upside to it, is the thought. I am gonna go Kodachi for 2. I know that we could throw this as a breakpoint for 4, but I would rather. Nah, that's fine. Like, I could play this. I could play this to come over the top by 1, but I don't think it's worth. I think we're better off to just throw this for 3. We want them to block for 3 so that we can come over the top by exactly 1, and we can push 2 points of damage here. So this lines up really well. Admittedly, Nip at the Heels was not the best arsenal in the world, but flick a Kodachi at you to put you to 22. We're going to break the combat chain. We're just going to pass an arsenal sync. I am terrified that they kept their entire hand. This is not going to be good for us. Why play head jab and Ira when you can play Cinder with all the head jabs? I mean, I think that turn cycle ultimately favored us. I would love to be able to have gotten Mask of Momentum that turn, but I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think Mask of Momentum works out in this matchup very well, if I'm being honest. Just saw a question somewhere. Let's see. Which Super Slam heroes are you most interested to try and play? Oh, without a doubt, Lyeth. Lyeth, the Lion. I will be playing 5 Intellect hero. No doubt about it. Interesting. So this is probably a pummel. I mean, they may not have anything else to do, so I think we're just going to block Concealed Blade in the sink below, and then it's just going to be Kodachi 4 or 5, maybe. Could be fine. Like, if they have the pummel, there's not really much we can do about it. So, I mean, we're probably just going to play this anyway, right? Put the Torrent Tempo on the bottom, keep a 1 for 5 for later. I do Pouncing Links and Breeze Riders in this matchup. Sounds like a different build than what I'm playing, but it could be good. Be proud of me, aggro. The team made me learn Syndra, so I played an aggro deck. Did you have fun, Annabelle? Did you have fun, though? I mean, I personally think that playing... really? Do I only want to draw 2 cards? I don't know. But it says draw that many cards. Yeah. You discard and then draw that many cards? So, I mean, I guess technically we're going to discard a card to pummel. I am convinced that Lyeth is going to be an aggro deck. I am genuinely convinced that I think that's incorrect, if I'm being honest. I think that Lyeth is going to be an aggro deck. I think that's an unpopular opinion, but I think it's going to be an aggro deck, if I'm being totally honest. To avoid the dominate next turn? I mean, we are fueling their seismics, but... Okay, so they have a heave card they're arsenaling here. Talishar kind of cheats a little bit and tells me that. We're going to need to find a turn here where we can try to put something together with the Command and Conquer. Which, to be fair, shouldn't be too hard to do. We can block with, like, both of the Sirens of the Safe Harbor here. Uh-oh. 3, 4, 5. So we can't get there no matter what. Sheesh. I mean, we're going to block 3 and then take 8 to 14, and then we're going to go back to 16. I want to time walk people with Pleiades. I do think that'll be fun. We are indeed getting juiced, Dave. We go back to 16 and then we discard 2 cards. I wonder if they're trying to like mill us out. Like if they're trying to like fatigue us like through getting rid of our deck or something. That would be funny. You should have saved the sink. I mean, we wouldn't have had this to Arsenal last turn, right? I love them discarding this here because they're going to block the first one, which is perfectly fine. But our second Kodachi is going to leak over for 1. And then we're still going to require 2 cards here, which is awesome. This is great. I mean, being able to like mill your opponent out of cards is a pretty foreign concept in Flesh and Blood. Like, it's like mostly just fatiguing them, but like this is a very different style of fatigue. Yeah, that's not turned on, brother. You're gonna, I mean, like, if you want to keep cards, you're gonna have to give me 2 pieces of equipment and a card. And like, actually didn't have, they could have just given me a piece of equipment, but whatever. But whatever. So this is 10 to a Guardian hero. So this is 10. So we're going to go Dagger, Censor. What is Leave a Dent? What is Leave a Dent, Python? This is your worst Guardian matchup? I mean, this is fine. Like, it's like, don't get me wrong, like, it's not felt great so far, but they've done a very good job of like playing offense, which is kind of imperative for their game plan. I don't know. It hasn't felt that bad so far. Like, I don't feel like we're in that bad of a spot. Huh. Interesting. They have a Surge. There's 1 Command and Conquer left. There's 1... I mean, are we just naming Pummel here? This could be something else, but this feels like Pummel here. Like, I feel like we're just supposed to name Pummel here. Just kind of feels free. I don't know. We can Arsenal this and see what happens. What if we were to block... What if we were to block with Tunic here? Pretty aggressive. I mean, we could block with Mask, right? Now, we're at that point where we're kind of like forcing cards out of their hand, which is where we want to be. I think this is okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, thankfully, they just had garbage. Like, so there's 2 kinds of hands that force you to keep your hands. That force you to keep your hand. And, like, one of them is really bad, like we just saw. Do we want to do this here? I don't really think this is the turn cycle where we're going to go for that. I think just throwing Bittering Thorns for 5 is fine. I mean, if you want to jam 2 cards in front of that, I'm totally okay with this. I have a Terra Sunder and an unknown card. We're slowly eking out the damage here. We're going to play Sigil, we're going to go back up some life, and we're going to close the combat chain. We're gonna sink here. We're gonna sink the Command and Conquer, I think. Yeah, we're gonna say no blocks. We're gonna give up both the D-Reacts here. We're gonna sink the D-React. I mean, or we're gonna sink the Command and Conquer. I hate to give them a surge for next turn, but yikes. The good news is that we get to use our equipment here pretty effectively. So this is 3 with an on-hit effect. I mean, 1 surge wasn't that bad, I agree. You know from experience how much Guardians love pummel. That's big facts, Dave. Big facts, bro. Let's go ahead and crack the pause. Let's crack this. Let's come in for 3. And then we'll throw Censor for 5 here. And then we can pretty much just name whatever we think the worst card for us is, which I think is Spinal Crush, right? I mean, probably, like, there's no more Command and Conquers. They just pitched a Terrace Under. They just pitched one of these last turn. I don't even know what this freaking card does. I don't think this card does shit against us, but what does this do? Yeah, like, we're just going to name Spinal Crush here. Just kind of stare at them. I don't know. You guys think I'm crazy? Let me know. Like, if I'm naming the wrong stuff here. This could definitely be a pummel. I'm kind of thinking Dagger, Dagger, E-Strike. Actually, I'm kind of thinking Dagger, Dagger, Dual Threat, E-Strike. I don't know. I don't know.
You love to see.
Hey, Fish55, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Guys, if you're here for the first time, you're new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody, and they are, what's your name, what got you to Flesh and Blood, and what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me what yourselves in the chat. I would love to get to know you guys. I don't know. This is weird. Like, I kind of want to play the threat here to try to close the game out, but how have I not been following? LOL, dude, that's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I'm just willing to let this happen here. I do like the idea of arsenaling the Vapor Scene here, but dual threat just being worth 3 points is pretty solid. I agree. Making it their problem is definitely the plan here. Like, I think that's the best way around this, is to say, we're just going to hit you with a bunch, and we're just going to make it happen. Flexers, okay. Hey, Annabelle, let's go with 7 months of Prime support on Twitch. Annabelle, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Appreciate the support. It means a lot. Okay. So let's think about this for a second. Dual threat and E-Strike is for 10. They block with card and flexors. They have to block with 2 cards and flexors here. I think forcing them to go down to 1 card is perfectly fine. Yeah, I think this is okay. Okay. I mean, we got 2 cards no matter what. They got minimal value out of flexors that turn. So yeah, I mean, if you're going to swing hammer for 3, we'll just block. Skill issue? LOL, bro. Skill issue on not following. That's true. There is also, like, my opponent probably has the concern of Razor being a thing, which I hadn't really been thinking about because we know we only play 1, but my opponent doesn't know that. Yeah, you're just dead. Hey. Oh, Sag. All right. Hopefully this has to be defended by 2 cards. I mean, I guess technically they could block 3, take 1, and go to 1 and keep a card, but, like, it doesn't matter, really. I run a 1 of Ancestral to make them have it. I mean, sometimes I think that's, like, correct. Well, what if we went dagger, dagger into 8? Probably just wins the game, right? I think that's just the best way to play this turn out. Not sure. What did I talk too soon about? Nicholas? Oh, are you talking about when I thought we won the game last turn with the attack reaction? Break the combat chain. Thanks for playing. At least it should be. I mean, they could have the defense reaction. Well, took a while, but we got there. They had a little bit of a little bit of a hot streak there through the middle of our game, but I think everything ended up in our favor there. Towards the end, we just had to be patient and play it out. Being able to wait for those defense reactions panned out pretty well. So using those, I mean, we used one pretty aggressively by bottoming it to E-Strike, which I think was in our favor there at the end of the game. So, I mean, I'll take something like that. I think that was a pretty solid showcase for the first game of the deck there. Yeah. I mean, I agree. They drew 100. This is not CC. What the fuck is this? Dude, this is fucking Nick, bro. You know what? Oh, they DC'd? Oh, okay. I mean, I thought I was in the open CC thing. Megano said I miss her too. I mean, I was going to play the game. I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, whatever. We're here. Open CC trolling? 100%, dude. He's going to hit you with the CYB drone. That would be something else. I think this is a go first kind of matchup. Oh, let's go. This is Nick, and he loaded a real deck this time around. I have to remember. Hey, Aaron, what's up, dude? I didn't tech for Icelander with the list. Sorry. My man said I didn't tech for Icelander. I would have been blown away if you had, dude. All right, so the Jarl sideboard, I kind of wung it on a little bit here. I don't know if we're supposed to run D-Reacts or not. So I basically have everything in that's not D-Reacts. I don't know how correct that is, but right now I'm not running Mist Blossom. I'm running this and Sigils. I don't know if I'm supposed to run D-Reacts in this matchup or not, just because like there is a lot of like ice and like disruption, and like once we lose like a piece, we could be in a pretty bad spot. So I don't know. Like it kind of depends. I'm open to hear what you all think, but we're gonna try it like this first and see how it feels. I don't know what the best line is here. Open Q's finest. Aaron said we should have played 3. Okay, so we should have not played Blanche, and we should have played some number of reactions. I mean, I think that's pretty fair. We'll just throw some daggers here to start the game. And we're just going to go ahead and arsenal the Torrent of Tempo. I don't really want to push or do anything else here, so I'm pretty comfortable with just arsenaling and passing here. We'll see how it goes without having any access to... without having access to any D-Reacts, and we'll see how it goes. I'm imagining it's going to be Mask or Tunic here. Got the intro music stuck in my head now. It's up here. Don't play Blanche. All right. Well, I'll know to fix the sideboard guide after this. Nick gets to search for a mangle this way. Okay. Well, we did hit, so we're just going to go ahead and crash the boards for 5 here. Willing to just take a bit of damage here, it appears. I mean, I'm willing to just, like, arsenal the blue here. Like, Nick's got to be willing to give me mask or give up a slew of equipment here to get rid of my mask. Jarl high roll live over here. I mean, them playing Crumble on their first turn of the game isn't, like, the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's definitely not bad, but it's not, like, the most insane thing I've ever seen, right? So how would we sideboard? Don't play Blanches. Maybe we're only supposed to be on one Sigil of Solace. We want to play the Flex Clause, maybe? Nah. Yeah, we can play the Flex Clause, I guess, and then we can play Sinks. I think Sink is the best option to have in the sideboard for that matchup, I would say. Like, of all the defense reactions, Sink is probably the best one to have here. Who knows? All right, so we're going to get some equipment early here. Nick's leaning into, like, pitching the Earth card to come in for 10 here, which kind of sucks. I mean, we're just going to lose our mask here. There's not much we can do about it. So this is 10 dominate. I mean, we're just going to block with mask, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't like... I don't think that this is like a super high roll or anything. Like, this is fine. Hat for hat, I mean, sure. I think this just favors them more than it does us. I think this just favors them more than it does us. Like, now, like, a Blizzard leaves us in a really awkward spot the rest of the game, so... Oh, that's not what I want to do. We're going to start here. It's just going to be 5 into 2, and then we have the nip at the hills if we need it here. Playing Cinder in the WCQ in Chile. First match against Jarl, turn 0. Jarl plays Crumble, the next turn Mangle for 10 dominate. I mean, yeah, it's what's happening to here. It's what's happening to us here, right? It's just kind of how it goes. I mean, you know, you take the hits as they roll with them. I think Ira is a deck that is innovative, like, that can play through this well enough. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and play this. I think I just want to get this out of my arsenal, if I'm being entirely honest. And then we get to crash the boards for 6 and gain a life. There is no, like, on-hit mask thing here, which is fine. And then it is 6. Just getting as aggressive as we can. Especially since Nick just put a failing to the bottom. Nick's aware he doesn't have to block this out for mask or anything, but still. If this hit takes off your bandana... Take off your bandana until the end of the game? Bro. Dude, the headband stays on, Dave. That's blasphemy, bro. Blasphemy. I may never register Jarl again after Concept On is printed. What is Concept On? Yeah, I think we're just going to take 4 and just, like, play out our turn. So we don't know what the last card in Nick's hand is that he's setting up an arsenaling here. We'll just arsenal the cut through here, which I think is perfectly fine. Not having a blue makes this a little awkward, but... Take off my headband until the end of the game. Dude. Dave's pushing it to see how far we'll go. By the way, guys, if you're in the Discord, I have not had a chance to, like, really post about it or talk about it yet, but there is going to be another Talishar tournament, I think, in August. We're going to look at running it probably the weekend after Kansas City or like a week after, like it's either a week after Kansas City or 2 weeks after Kansas City. If you don't know what the Talishar tournament is, it is a completely free to play in tournament where I put up prizes that I have personally like collected from playing the game, and I ship them to whoever wins. It's free to play. We just hang out on a Saturday. I live stream the whole thing, and we just hang out and have a good time. It's a lot of fun. The majority of his skill comes from the headband. LOL. I might quit the game the first time an E-Strike is fearless attacking a whaler. The emotional damage will be high. Fearless attacking a whaler? Wait, what? I'm so confused. So Tristan, I put all of the instructions in the Discord. So if you're not a part of the Discord, make sure you join. That is like the best way to like find out and register for things. Just make sure you check it out. That's where I keep everything there. I think we're just going to take this and get aggressive here. Oh, you're talking about the -1 thing? Yeah, DM Armada spoiler card. That card's a house, dude. That card's insane. Yeah, Tristan, it's all in the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, like one, we'd love to have you! Discord in the chat. But yeah, it's all in the Discord. That's where like you can get all of the information about the Talishar tournaments. So 2 weeks after Kansas City's Battle Hardened at Orlando, I vote we do it the week between Kansas City and Orlando. That I did not know that was the Orlando weekend, so we'll probably do it then. That's actually a really good idea. I'll throw up some dates later so that we can talk about it, because I want everybody to be able to play. 4 go again. There is the 1 prevention here, which is like pretty good. I think I just want to take the last 2 cards out of Nick's hand, or force his hand one way or the other here. Like getting Felling here feels great. Oh, okay, sure. So Nick's gonna protect his arsenal. We just got 2 out this way. I mean, okay, that's fine with me. Hopefully there's no blizzard incoming. This would be pretty bad for us because we're going to try and get dual threat off. Am I going to Phoenix for the Battle Harden? I'm probably not going to go to Phoenix. That's a pretty long trip for me. So, probably will not be in Phoenix. Unfortunately. Sorry, man. You going to the tournament Saturday? Yo, Raymond. Of course I'm going to be there, dude. Guys, this is also something. If you are local to the East Tennessee, like South Carolina, North Carolina area, like wherever you're at, ooh, this could be bad, right? No, this is fine, because it's just E-Strike or this. Sorry, I know I was in the middle of something. Hang on, give me just a second here. Yeah, if Nick blocked with Stalagmite here again, we just get to do this up front. And then we get to use the E-Strike in our arsenal, which is perfectly fine. Nick just invited me to chat. Tunic counter? Gonna go cry? Oh, he's implying that he didn't see the tunic counter and he's gonna cry because he just now saw it, which is hilarious. That's funny. Yeah, so anyway, there is an event this weekend at my local store called the Blue Post. So if you are local to the East Tennessee, like the North Carolina, like Georgia, South Carolina region, it's going to be a very, very large tournament with a lot of payouts, some really cool prizes. I would tell everybody to make sure you come check that out. Like it's gonna be a lot of fun, and you guys should come see the whole, come play, come hang out and play. Like it's gonna be a blast. There's 2 cases of High Seas in the top 8, sealed ProQuest Gold Foil, an EA Call to the Grave, and 2 cold foil, like old school cold foil IRAs. So there's a lot of really cool stuff in the prizes. We're just going to take the turn off and preserve our life lead here. and just like let this happen and then go in the next turn here. It's going to be an awesome event. Dude, yo, did Rob show up? Dude, Samurai. So one of my buddies named Rob, who lives in Wisconsin, used to make that joke all the time, dude. It makes me so happy because I always think of Rob when I hear it, bro. That's hilarious. That's so funny, dude. See, and this is exactly why we took the turn off. Like, there could be some other stuff coming here. Like, this could be a pummel or something, but, like, the fact that, like, Nick's turn was, like, not keep channel in play, throw hammer is, like, a massive W for us. I mean, we could always get hit with a blizzard and, like, want to cry at this point in the game. Kind of one of, like, the main concerns that I have. It is one of the major concerns I have at this point. Yeah, dude. So this is like Richard's calling it the like local. He's calling it the Super Slam. He's calling it like our. He's calling it the. I can't remember what he called it. I think he called it the Summer Slam Showdown or something like that. And it's really cool. I'm actually very excited. I think we're supposed to Arsenal the Sirens, right? I'm very excited because I think it's going to be really cool. I'm very excited to play in the tournament. There's a lot of really good players coming from a few hours away. Randy, who is hanging out in the chat, actually top-aided U.S. Nationals. He's going to be there. Aaron Grace, who top-aided U.S. Nationals 2024, is going to be there. There is a lot of good players coming. So it's going to be a really cool event. Yo. Hang on. It just, like, kicked me out of my chat. Can you, like, am I still live? Can you guys hear me? Is the stream good? I don't know what just happened, but, like, yeah. I just want to make sure you guys can still hear me. Like, the stream didn't cut out at all. Never gone. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, it just, OBS just, like, took my chat away from me for a second. That was super weird. So anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. This hand's pretty good. I like being able to Arsenal the Censor here with 2 blues. Or if it's like a Blizzard, we can play around it this way. Thank you guys for letting me know. I really appreciate it, guys. I was like, sometimes there's like technical issues, and so I really appreciate you guys letting me know and talking to me and telling me what's going on. It means a lot. Does Ira still eat Guardians alive? So I'm going to be honest. I've played against 2 Iras playing Victor pre... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm sorry. I want to do this for 5. I've played against 2 Iras pre the Test of Iron Grip coming out, and I've beaten both of them. Now, like, could have been high rolls. I haven't really went back and looked at my notes or anything. It could have been just, like, really good luck. I truly don't know, but it has felt pretty good for Victor pre-Test of Iron Strength, and I think Test of Iron Grip or whatever it's called, I think Test of Iron Grip is just going to help the matchup. So, I don't know. Iron Grip is very annoying, though. See? All right, Aaron gets it. Yeah, so, like, someone who plays, like, Ira all the time may do really well into Guardian. Like, honestly, truly don't know. I've only seen it from the other perspective. And, I mean, to be fair, we did just absolutely tear alive a... We did just, like, absolutely tear alive a Valda last round. I mean, they hit some all red hands in the middle, but, like, we did win that game, so. So it's going to be Dachi Dachi. We're going to go E-Strike Go again here. So this is going to be 10 more points. Nick is going to be forced to block with at least 1 card, and he could go to 7 if he wanted to. Kind of feels like there's like a pretty solid turn coming this way. If Nick blocked with 1 card to try to play something out, we're going to name Oakenold here. Felling could be annoying, but Oakenold, like, completely swings the tempo of the game. Zach messing up several turns this game and still beating this Jarl. Yo, Aaron just, like, calling me out in the middle of the game, bro. Absolutely savage. I will say Taylor was telling me last night, like when we were playing and testing the deck a little bit, that I was playing suboptimally. So I'm kind of curious to know, Aaron, if you like catch anything and, you know, like want to, you know, let me know what it was. I would love to hear exactly what I'm doing wrong. If you don't care to like shoot me a message or something, man. We're going to hope to keep a blue and a red here. That's not good.
Let's.
That is not good at all.
You love to see it.
Not good. Yo, Cryonic13, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate that a whole bunch. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Guys, if you are here for the first time and you are new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new. And they are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves in the chat. Hey, Taylor, what's up, dude? The Guardian Master matchup. Oh. You're pitching 2 cards to make plays. You only need to pitch 1 card, which means you aren't blocking with cards you could be. So, Aaron, I hear what you're saying. Is this not one of those matchups where we should consider blocking with less cards to keep resources in our hand so that we can play around Blizzard, especially if we're ahead in the game? Like, that's a genuine question. I think this is a good time to do this stuff, right? And I guess technically I should break the combat chain. We can force lethal twice. And that's me honestly asking, Aaron, like what you think here. I am playing around Blizzard, but like if Aaron says it should be making a different play, I'm pretty inclined to agree with him here. I probably should have thrown this for 4. I think that was a mistake. Like, if I throw this for 4 here, it's a breakpoint, which could be relevant, especially considering we already got 1 D-React this turn. But now it did not do that, so we wouldn't have got a card on the last one, but pushing a breakpoint would have been really good. How much chapstick do you use in a year? It's a fucking lot, bro. Like, Taylor, I'm just gonna be real. It's a fucking lot, dude. I use too much chapstick, bro. I have to have chapstick with me at all times. Yo, Mello with 14 months, dude. Mello, thank you so much for the 14 months, dude. I really appreciate it. My man said, been a while since I caught you live. Hope everything's going well. Dude, Mello, I'm doing very well, man. Thank you. I hope you're doing well as well, brother. I was like, guys, like, if you ever can't make it or something to, like, a stream, I completely understand. Like, life is more important. You know what I mean? Like, life is more important. And I get that. I completely get that. If there's no Blizzard here, like, we probably just win the game this turn. You gotta go to different stores when he gets it, because they look at him like he's figured out how to make crack out of chapstick. Kyle, you don't know how true that is, bro. Like, that is on God facts, dude. When I go to stores and, like, I have... like, and I, like, buy, like, 5 or 6 things of chapstick at one time like I do, they actually look at me like I'm crazy. Happens way too often. Nick just said I'm washed in me, and I just said big same, fam. Big same. Because I gotta be honest, it's a big mood. I don't know if we're supposed to go for the win here, but... so do we send this for 5, play this, and then attack for 4? This requires 2 cards. We're gonna break the combat chain. This is actually for 5 because of the dual threat. I told you that like 2 years ago. I hope you're pursing your lips at the cashier. I have never done that, actually, although it would be funny. I should start doing that to make people uncomfortable. Oh, man. Me and Nick having a battle of, like, the people with, like, the highest elo in our local area to, like, not, like, reliably do well. So, to Aaron's point, like, we won, And it's very clear that like I am not a great Ira player. Like I think I can pick up most decks and fumble my way through them, but I think that's exactly what I'm doing is fumbling my way through them. And so like right there, like we beat a Guardian, and I'm not experienced in the matchup like Aaron was talking about. Hashtag double support. Let's go, Kyle. My man, dude. My man. You just guaranteed Nick doesn't play Jarl on Saturday? Derek, that's hilarious. Aaron said you can't take 3 extra damage every turn just to play around 1 card. Okay, I mean, that's fair. That makes sense. Guys, I am going to take a small bathroom break here. I got to use the bathroom. Hang on, there's one question here. So is the Codex notebook worth the $41 price tag? All right, so, like we're going to have like a God's honest minute here where I'm just going to like level with you guys about stuff. When I go to a Pro Quest, when I go to any rated event, which I go to a lot of, I go to like every calling I can, I go to every battle harden I can, I go to all the PTs I can, like all rated events that I go to, I use this notebook at. Guys, like, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to show it to you, but like it is full. And like if you get like towards the back here, like there's like more pages you can see. This notebook is completely filled up, and I have it sitting on my desk to talk about it and show it to you. It is worth $41, in my opinion, because it allows me to track my games and make sure that even though I don't have my Excel spreadsheet with me that I use when I'm testing on Talishar, that I have a way to keep up with my games, and I have a way to actually sit down, and like if I'm bantering with my opponent, I get to decide, did that feel bad, or did I actually just get high rolled? Because sometimes you don't get high rolled and it just feels bad. And so the notebook gives me the chance to like take down notes and do these different things, which I really, really enjoy. Now, if you are someone who cannot afford to spend $41, like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Let's just clarify. There's nothing wrong with that. Go to Walgreens and buy a spiral notebook and take notes in a spiral notebook. Like, guys, I love the Codex Journal. I think it's a phenomenal product. Like, I would love it if you guys save some money and use my code to support me. It really goes a long way in helping me out. Thomas has made a phenomenal product with the Codex Journal. But if you cannot afford it, it is a card game, and this is a hobby through and through. Do not spend money you don't have to spend. That's all I'm going to say about it. But if you have the money and you like the product, AgroBlaze96 to save 10% at checkout. I always feel like I'm trying to sell you guys a car when I do that. Like when I point at the camera and do that, I'm always like being funny. Oh, Lord. Anyway, give me just a second here. I'm gonna run through the bathroom. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, and when I come back, we'll be playing more Ira. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Kyle requested 5 subs of water. Fucking weeb. It was not water. That was not water.
Oh, here, have some water.
I was lied to. The lies. Yo, only 4 cups? Listen at this man. That is 4 full cups, Cusco. This fucking guy, bro. This fucking guy. What? Rookie numbers? Bro, Cusco's out here. Look, this motherfucker's just sitting over there with a pot of sauce going, oh yeah, I'm stirring that shit up, baby. I'm stirring it up. Oh my God, we're going crazy tonight. This is as close as I'm ever going to get to going Super Saiyan right now. So I just need you all to know how, like, back-to-back Command & Conquer pummel turns in back-to-back games. And you know what? Just like Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not fucking leaving. That's right. This is the kind of content we're looking for right here. The fab tutorials that blow your mind. Blow your mind. The recipe is literally just vodka and Sprite and some Mio. You know, it's the water flavoring things. You know, like the little like squirt. You like squirt the little water in. You squirt the little juice in the water, and then it's like, oh, no, this is so good. That's what it is. That's the secret sauce. I just crammed them all in my mouth. My God, this hand is dog water. Absolute dog water. I lied. You definitely did. It's your friends that you trust the most that hurt you. Can't even get my words out without laughing. Fuck. Dude, Call of Duty? Bro, look, dude, I'm good. I'm not, dude, I'm not even that drunk, Diablo. Dude. Ugh. Make you want to kick a fat kid at Kmart. Okay, short break, and we're back. That's how sponsorship should usually go, loving the transparency. Thank you, Fish. I appreciate it, man. What did that say? Pick a page and read it out. I tell you what, before we play another game, I will pick a page and read it to you guys. We'll pick a page and we'll read it, and then we'll play more Ira games. Man, maybe this is like what I should do. Let's see, PT London. All right. Tell you what. Let's read my my winning in loss. Let's read my winning in loss from PT London. So I played against Leo playing Prism, which you guys know already. At PT London, this was my winning in round 15. I noted that I thought his deck was S tier, but that I had a detailed plan and I was prepared coming into the matchup, and that I felt like it was a 50-50 matchup. I also got to pick to go second, which I think was good. Or no, maybe my opponent picked to go first. I can't remember. I wrote down that I lost, and then I write, did anyone high roll? And I put no. And in the reflections on the game, I wrote, bring in Lightning Greaves moving forward. It helps you beat ALS. If you guys watched that game, you know that I lost because I was running snaps and I did not have a way to get around Arclight Sentinel late in the game, and it cost me the game. And then I also put in my conclusion section that Face Purgatory is better than Balance of Justice. I ended up changing a lot of my deck after that event, but that was what I wrote down. And I feel like, to be fair, like that's a pretty fair assessment of the game and how it went. So like writing that down seems like a pretty fair acknowledgement of what should have happened. More like winning in PTSD, London, dude. So facts. So facts, Dave. Let's go second against Fang. I have no idea. What's good here? Yo, let's go. Kyle with the $10 super chat. Have some monies. Riot doesn't need college. Also, exclamation point pants. Dude, Kyle, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, brother. I really appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Pants. I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts. Does that count? Like, I'm wearing shorts. Like, not technically wearing pants, but I'm wearing clothing that would allow me to go in public, if that makes it any better. All right, so against Fang, we want to go second, and we just want all the D-Reacts. We want Fates, Sinks, and we want Shelters. No Snags, no Whirling Mist Blossoms, no Sigils, no Razor. Oh, we actually want to cut... We want to play Erase Faces, because Erase Faces have... Erase Faces have good... Erase Faces have good text. So, like, we get to turn off the Draconic text here, which is pretty solid. Which means they would have to use fealties to be able to make this happen. So we're going to cut a Razor, we're going to cut a Pain in the Backside, and a Cut Through because they don't block very effectively. And we're going to run it. Not wearing pants confirmed. You all heard him. Bang Gang, rise up. Dude, like, oh my god, no. Oh my god, no. This is bad, boys. Oh boy, this is bad. Oh boy. This is gonna be a bad game. Oh, strap in. It's gonna be a long one, guys. It's 18 after 8 when this game started. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. think we're gonna need everything we can get. 18 after 6? Oh, dude. Bro. Like, East Coast is where it's at, dude. East Coast is where it's at. Sir. East Coast is where it's at. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough game. Because they can basically just block 3 cards over and over again, and we're just gonna be forced to try and do things here. I mean, sure, if we can get them down to 1, I think we have a very good shot of winning this game, Brick. I agree. We can get them down to 1. I agree. We just have to get them to 1, brother. I've got a buddy who lives on the West Coast, and he's always saying the same thing. What's the +6 axe card called? The +6, like it's a red. Your next axe gets +6 or whatever. Felling Swing? We'll name Felling Swing because I have no idea if that's it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. There's no if, it's when you get them to 1. Brick, I have to tell you, I was playing a game the other day, dude, and I actually thought I was going to get juiced from 11 the other day, but thank God they didn't have the second one. I thought I was going to get juiced, bro. I actually thought I was going to. And I was like, this is not happening to me. It's like, this is not happening to me. I'm just going to sink the Rowdy Locals here. I mean, I know there's only blocks for 2, but like, it is what it is. It took you that long to figure out my favorite card? I mean, to be fair, Holden, there's any number of cards that could be in this deck that are your favorite card, dude. Like, this deck has you written all over it, fam. Has you written all over it. It is a Decimator Fang. You are correct. We were playing against a Decimator Fang. I comboed off with 4 cards. Were you playing Acilio, Derek? Were you playing one silly boy? God, I love Acilio. All right. Gotta love Ripple Away. I wish it had more effects. Aaron, if you're still watching, what are we supposed to do in this matchup? Oh, Silly William, the grown-up version? Okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Oh, man. I gotta tell you, I'm already ready for the weekend. I'm so ready for this local tournament this weekend. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited for it. They said they were thinking. I mean, I think getting Crown of Providence this early would be really good for us. I would be pretty content with that. Cry probably. Cry probably is going to be what we're going to do in this matchup. I mean, we're going to play it out. This is a deck that people could play. I guess, like, I'm curious, how does this ever beat Gravy Bones? Like, this feels worse into Gravy Bones than Guardian is. I'm going to get bonked so hard. I mean, dude, it's going to be a great time this weekend, man. It's going to be a great time this weekend. It doesn't? Oh, okay, cool. So, like, it's just actively trying to beat, like, aggro decks like Victor is? Cool. All right. I'm just going to sink a Torrent of Tempo to the bottom. So we could try to go Kadachi into play this, but we'd have nothing floating, so Tunic wouldn't allow us to throw the Erase Face, which would be pretty boring. Like, that doesn't really seem that fun. I mean, we could lead on this and try to make that happen, but even then, like, that seems kind of questionable. I'm thinking Kadachi, Erase Face. Saving the Torrent of Tempo for second cycle, maybe? Oh, I completely agree. Our dual threats are gonna have to be for all 6. Was there a world where I was supposed to go, like, Torrent of Tempo off of Tunic? Well, I guess it's not gonna be Kadachi this now. I guess it's just gonna be Kadachi Erase Face, which is, like, fine. But setting up the second cycle dual threats is probably what we're gonna have to do, right? This is as close as we can get to, like, Flicker Arc Lightning. This is a deck degenerates play. Listen, I've known a few degenerates who would like to play this. I think there's one hanging out in chat with us. Holden. I know Holden would love to play this deck. In fact, he plays it at most pro quests I see him at. Not Fang. He always plays Dory, but... Standing Order does a really good job of doing what it's supposed to do here. God, Calming Breeze. So obnoxious. We were able to push 1 point of damage here. I agree. Why would anybody play this? It's pretty lame. I mean, we're just going to keep using our D-Reacts as, like, 2 blocks here because I think it's buying us enough time. We're not getting to play 4-card hands, but... I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Fang is a lot of fun by himself. Like, playing this is like, you're definitely trying to, like, ruin somebody's day. And I don't even mean that in, like, a bad way, but, like, that's the goal of playing something like this. Jesus Christ, bro. Well, at least we're getting them out of the way now. I mean, the good news is it's going to make, like, the Kadachis and the breakpoints harder to beat later in the game. We just have to make sure we're alive when we get there. We just have to make sure we're alive when we get there. This is going to be a D-React all the way. Yeah. Actually, are we supposed to play this here? So they choose a reaction to play Shelter, and then we're going to play this, which I personally think is worth, because it means we're going to come over the top by exactly 1. And we don't have a dagger we want to get, but we do want the on-hit effect from the Bittering Thorns, which means we're going to use Tunic, and we're going to come in for 7. These are the kind of hands we're going to have to put together if we're going to win here. Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what Fatigue does. If someone at my locals ever brings this Fame deck, it's on site. I can't tell you how much I enjoy that. Oh, that's hilarious, bro. All right, so we're going to go to 35. They're at 32. They are 1 more card out of their deck than we are, which is, like, fine. I mean, there is... So they played 2 Calming Breeze, so there's 1 left. I actually think I'm just going to say no blocks here. I'm just going to take 4 in Arsenal to Shelter. Is there a way to practice Welcome to Race Sealed? Honestly, if there is, I don't know how. You could probably do it on Draftmancer. Actually, you know what? Felt Table might have a way to do that for you. Fuji. These are the type of I can see it if I don't feel like I learn a lot on Talishar anymore. I mean, yeah, there's definitely like an argument for concession here, right? Like, this is not a fun matchup. This is not something I'm going to learn a lot from. The one thing that I will say about playing this matchup, like this kind of deck, is that it gives me the ability to make sure that, like, I still understand how to play into Fatigue as an aggro deck. And that's not something I've always been great at. So it definitely, like, kind of checks that knowledge for me, which I like. Loyalty Beyond the Grave, okay. So this is going to be 4 go again. Oh, okay, gotcha. I mean, it's cool though that like you have a store who's like putting that on to help you guys with that. That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And then, I mean, if they're willing to like let this hit, I'm willing to discard this to make them get rid of a card. All right, so they just had a reaction card, which I don't think I should be super surprised by. Yeah, we're just gonna block with the shelter. And then I think it's just gonna be Dachi E-Strike for 7. Arsenal the dual threat. Hey, what's up, Havoc? How are you, buddy? It's so hot in here tonight. I even have the fan going in my room, and it's like super hot. I feel like it's like 1,000 degrees in my room right now. Oh, they were just willing to take that? The fact that they're not blocking makes me think I should go E-Strike go again into Torrent of the Tempo as like a way to just like push a lot of damage here. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a way to protect my arsenal really, so if they throw like Command and Conquer at me, it feels pretty bad. So I think we're just supposed to like get aggressive here. Yo, let's go, dude. Hey, man, I'm glad that you're at the beach and having fun with your family, man. I'm glad you could also come by and say hi, dude. I really appreciate it, brother. I appreciate you coming by and chilling, dude. Go have fun with your family at the beach, man. Enjoy that vacation, dude. Hey, Kit, what's up, dude? I'm glad you could make it hang out with us, Kit. I'm glad you're here, brother. Pull the headband off my forehead because I'm sweating. Jesus. Man. Opponent said they were thinking, which is like fine. Completely understand that they want to like put some time and thought into like their process here. Guys, by the way, I appreciate y'all chilling and hanging out. Appreciate everybody being here and hanging out tonight. It means a lot. Goes a long way in support. And don't forget, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Whatever buttons you got in front of you, they're probably free to click them. Just click them for me. It goes a long way. I would greatly appreciate it. I mean, this is fine with me because I get a card here. Now, I have no idea what we're going to draw. I think this is fine, right?
Let's freaking
Yeah, I think just throwing
go.
this is fine.
You love to see it.
Yo, Phobo SD, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate that a whole bunch. Guys, if you're here for the first time, you're new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when you're new. They are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? What are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves. Would love to get to know you guys. Also, I missed a big hydrate. Yun Bleezy Boy for real OG no cap.
Let's
I feel like I'm
go.
having a stroke trying to read
love
that.
To see
Am I really old? Am I really old? What did I... Oh my god, bro. I have no idea what you just said to me. I joined the Discord. Can't wait for tomorrow, Saturday's tournament to hang out. Dude, let's go. Well, I'm glad you're coming and hanging out Saturday. I have to say, I understood much more of your second message than I did the first one, bro. Like, on God, for real, for real. The Thieving Gamer. Thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that a whole bunch. Guys, thanks for being here and hanging out, and I appreciate the follows and all the support. It really means a lot, guys. Thank you. I think we'll just block here and take 8. Should be fine. And we're going to go Upsticks, Dagger, Tunic into Censor. Actually, do we have a world where we can... No, we don't, do we? I mean, I guess we could try to play this. Turn the air down? Oh, baby, that wasn't me, like, complaining to you. I appreciate you turning the air down, though. So, if I go pitch this to Dagger... No, I think we're thinking a little bit too much about how to get to the dual threats this turn. I think we've pitched the dual threats. We need to just like wait, set up, continue to play our game a little bit here, and then when we get to the dual threats, we can go crazy. This matchup is not helping that it's 2:30 in the morning. Dude, I get that. I would fall asleep watching this game too. I completely understand that. Name is foe. I got tired of getting mana screwed. I felt that, dude. Chicago toppings? All right, dude. The only way to do a hot dog. That's aggressive, bro. It's aggressive. I'm here for it, though. Well, Foe, dude, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you're here and hanging out with us. Means a lot. I'm glad you're chilling with us. Thank you. And that kind of sucks. We'll just come in for 5. I mean, just continuing to kind of like push the tempo here a little bit. If they have a D-React, they cover this up pretty effectively. I know I'm not about to get hit with like an Oasis Respite. Jesus Christ. So they're on like full fatigue thingy. I hate decks like this so much. So we're doing nothing because of Battlefront Bastion and because of Oasis Respite this turn. Watching the gears turn while I tried to figure that turn out. I was debating if there was like other ways that we could play the dual threat that turn just to play one first cycle. But I think we played that correctly. I think we're just gonna Arsenal the Shelter this turn, take 2. It's fine. Oh, yeah. Like, they'll play this game and, like, just end up with a lot of draws. I have absolutely no doubt. Probably happens more often than people realize. If we had had a blue in the hand with the dual threat, we would have been in a really good spot. I mean, maybe I was supposed to, like, try and keep the dual threat and, like, Arsenal it there, but it, like, as our only resource card, it kind of felt like we had to use it. Love watching you play it, hate the deck. You hate Ira, or you hate the, like, oh, that's second Shelter. Or you hate the, like, Fatigue Fang thing. Because, I mean, I'm inclined to agree. I think this deck sucks. This deck's very lame. Very lame indeed. Someone has to play blue-white control in every game. See, things like this don't even really remind me of blue-white control. Things like this remind me more of like honestly, things like this remind me more of like Ponza from Magic. Like they remind me of like Blood Moon style decks that are just like trying to not let you play the game at all. So that's kind of, I don't know. But I get what you're saying, Randy. Like the sentiment is definitely there. Big hydrate for Kyle that I missed a couple minutes ago. Hey, what's up, Wally? You love Ponza? God, you would love Ponza. You would. Ew, you would. Fangrard Marauder. Wait, what is that? What is Fangrard Marauder? Is that Magic? Because I don't know what that is. I'm like trying to like piece together what that is, and I honestly can't figure it out. I think we're just gonna Arsenal the CNC here. We'll take 2, it's fine. Once a Ponza, there was a modern deck. Dude, I played a lot of Burn, and I didn't really care to play against Ponza. You just sideboard out like all the Boros Charms and Lightning Helixes and just like continue to race them anyway. It's a fatigue style deck and Pauper? Okay. Yeah, no, I know what Pauper is. I've just never heard of it, surprisingly. I've just never heard of it. I'm pretty surprised because, like, most things when it comes to, like, Magic, I know what most things in Magic are. You don't normally name something I've never heard of in Magic. Played since Ice Age, by the way. I mean, dude, Fo, like, I'm the same way. I haven't played since Ice Age, don't get me wrong. But I played Magic competitively for 7 years. Like, grinded SCG events for 7 years. And then when like, I just, like, when I got into Flesh and Blood, I just never looked back. It was just immediately better, in my opinion. It was just immediately better. I mean, if they have Remembrance, it is what it is, right? Like, we're not going to win the game by fatiguing them. We're going to win the game by, like, getting them to Kodachi lock before they can get us to, like, the Axe lock. I'm debating if we should throw Command and Conquer here over the Censor. I actually kind of like this play. I think this asks more questions. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard, you gain 5 life, so you play a lot of eggs and Tron, so you never die and usually win the first match and don't have time for the last match. Yo, that's super toxic, bro. That's super toxic, Riku. That's hilarious. The organized play is better. I think that's factual. If you're talking about in Flesh and Blood, I could not agree with you more. Like, I think that, like, everything Flesh and Blood is doing is just better. Like, the game is better, in my opinion. I think the organized play system is better. I just think they do so many things in such a positive way. Are we at a point in the game where we need to start blocking and then just, like, throwing E-Strike this turn? Or, like, am I supposed to block 2 and then go Kodachi into 7? Feels like that's probably better. LSS isn't perfect, but they do so much better than WotC. I could not agree with that sentiment more. I mean, okay. I mean, there's nothing to physically command and conquer here, but I just want to save life. Like, I just want to save life. I mean, we could have said no blocks, but we have to be worried about our life total here, I think. Like, we need to get back around to being able to play our... we need to be able to play our concealed dual threats. We've pitched all 3 of them, and we need to be able to make those work if we're gonna, like, win this game. I think we were supposed to block there, if I'm being honest, Rabble. Does Magic really not have a judge program anymore? They used to. One of my buddies was a part of it. Oh, dude. Like, to Randy's point, back in the day, I used to have a phenomenal time driving to tournaments to play back then. Like, I loved it. Like, had a really good time driving to play in tournaments back then. We're never going to get Mask. Like, am I supposed to block this out? Yeah, we'll take 2. That seems fine. You don't get promos and such as a judge. You get like boxes and stuff, I think is what it is. Oh, let's see. I'm starting to play Guardian as one of my classes now. Just threw together a Bravo deck to play around with. Any tips on how to block more efficiently? So Donzai, if you're playing Bravo like regularly, I would say that one of the best things you can do is Bravo is you need to try and like arsenal defense reactions. I think that's one of the bigger things you can be doing as Bravo is like making sure that you have defense reactions that like you're okay with like arsenaling. And then you want to be looking for the most efficient plays you can make. So like if you make a seismic surge or if you have tunic, it's like, oh, like I have a crippling crush in my arsenal which costs 7, and then I have 2 blues, a spinal, and a starstruck in my hand or something like that. It's like, oh, like I can effectively block 6 here, and then from there I'm able to excuse me, I can effectively block 6, and then from there I'm able to actually like throw the crippling crush off of 2 cards, which I think is a very, very powerful tool. So I think that like Guardian is really all about the most efficient hands you can have, and then understanding when you need to be the one taking the pressure to your opponent, I think is the best way I could describe that. All right, so we force standing order out of our opponent's hand to cover that up, which is fine. We are going to close the combat chain. So we are going to block with the Fate Foreseen here. We're just going to put this on the bottom. We're just trying to get back to our yellow cards that are power turns. I can't remember what they're called. I can never remember what they're called. Duel something, I think. It's going to be Tunic into Pitch Bittering Thorns to throw 6. And then from here, we get to go back to 10, which is pretty nice. Do we have our other ones in the deck, or did we get rid of them already? Oh, okay, there's 1 Sirens of Safe Harbor. There's 1 more Sirens left in our deck, so as long as we play patiently enough, we're basically alive. We're basically at 11. Loyalty Beyond the Grave. That's kind of scary. We'll probably just block him with our whole hand here then. There's the last one. Okay, I mean, sure. So we can block 3. I mean, I need to keep enough life. Yeah, we're just going to block everything here. We're just going to completely block this out. I have 0 interest in like letting this hit. Put this on the bottom. My man said yes, aggro. Duel something. You got it, buddy. I can't remember what it's called. So, Donzai, I think that activating Bravo can like kind of like partially be a trap situationally. It really depends on like what your hand looks like. Sometimes like activating Bravo is the best thing you can do, and you should be looking to make that happen more aggressively. But I honestly think a lot of times that activating Bravo is like can situationally be a trap. Duel of the Fates? Wrong game, I think. Wrong game, I think. Yep, so we're going to go to 11 off Sirens of Safe Harbor. They decided to undo for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Dual Threat? Is that what it's called? Dual Threat, I think is the name of it. They want to draw an extra card here? Interesting. Drawing another defense reaction is good. You like to see that. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll Brock with Rowdy Locals, and we'll give up the Fate Scene here. And then we'll just go Dagger Dagger. And then if it's not a dual threat on top, we're gonna put it to the bottom. I think this is where our pitch stack is, so I think dual threat's coming up in the next hand. Them gaining life is not the most important thing here. Have you tried Hatchet's Visceri? I'm sorry? It almost sounded like you said Hatchet's Visceri. Almost. Almost. How often should Ira look at doing the old needle flicking strat from the pre-Hunted days versus the current deck? I mean, Topple, I'm going to be honest, I don't really know that you should ever look at like trying to flick daggers in this current Ira build. That kind of sucks. I think that in this Ira build, it's not the best. But like, I think if you're playing LL, it's insane. I think that Ira has a pretty good matchup into most Guardians, if I'm just going to be real with you guys. So I think that people like Ira will be pretty popular, even with that being... Like, I think even with... I've only seen one CNC, which kind of scares me. I would like to throw this, but... Gonna overpitch a little bit here. We're gonna take 6. This is our hand. At least we're hoping it is. Now, the good news is that the way we drew, we should have them coming back to back to back to back. Oh, the LL Zephyr Needle deck honestly scares me. I don't want to play against that shit, bro. It scares me. That shit scares me. Yeah, I think this is our turn. Like, I think this is like the big turn we're looking for here. We're going to hope there's no more prevention effects. There's probably one more Calming Breeze, but we've seen all of the shelters so far. There's going to be 5 go again. We're going to break the combat chain into 4 go again, into 8 on hit go again. Okay. I mean, it's a pretty good use of giving up flexors here. Four go again. Oh, the LL Needle deck is nuts. Honestly, I might play the LL Needle deck at Worlds if I don't play Aurora. He just wants to farm Ira with Victors? Bro. Ira's with Victor? I promise you that is not the goal. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am 2-0 into the deck. I am 2-0 into the deck playing Victor, but that could just be like some random luck, you know? 2 cards from hand and flexors would cover this up. Which, I mean, I think it'd be pretty good, right? When is it good with Kodachis in modern day play? Like, where would it be good? Are you asking, like, where do I think... Are you asking me, like, where do I feel like this deck fits into the meta? Okay, so we're going to Arsenal Torrent of Tempo. Because it's going to be flexors to shut my turn down. And then I have another dual threat on top. They're going to throw Axe for 4. And then... Ooh. I mean, we can still do it, right? We just have to block 6. So we get to go Kodachi, break these, come in for 3, dual threat for 8. Actually, is there a world where I want to block Knives Out? I think blocking Knives Out, Mask, and Tunic is actually better here. Keeping the 5 damage in our deck probably means more. We have another dual threat coming up, and so I think having this Torrent of Tempo in my arsenal is a pretty good swing for us. I think you go Dachi, Torrent of Tempo, and Arsenal dual threat. And really? I think with another dual threat coming up, I think we need to be more aggressive here. I think knowing that there's another dual threat coming up in the next hand of our deck is more important, I would argue. But like there's something to be said for what you're saying. Oh, you're asking like if we could take the older deck that had the like the Zephyr Needle Ira deck or whatever that was playing like with Flick and stuff like that and just play it with Kodachi's. My gut tells me no, but it could be possible, I suppose. Like my gut tells me that's not going to be that great, but it could happen. Like you could be done, I guess. Hey, Fabton, what's up, dude? So I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, new cards have not impressed me that much. Like, maybe it's just me, but like the new cards have not impressed me a ton. Like, they seem okay, but that's like really all I feel like I can say about them is that they seem okay. They don't seem like they're like earth-shattering or anything. I don't know. Like, they seem pretty, like, some of them seem pretty good, but, like, they don't seem that crazy powerful to me. And then our last dual threats right here. But we don't have... We don't have a Go Again card, which scares me a little bit. There's another 0 for 4 coming back up somewhere that we put... I'm pretty sure we put another cut through back into the deck somewhere. There should be one more left in the deck if I remember correctly. So we can arsenal the dual threat if nothing else this turn, but maybe there's a world where we can go Kodachi. They like get greedy and block for 5 on the Torrent of Tempo, and then we can Legacy of Ikaru. The Legacy of Ikaru might just like push us through here. I don't know. No, I don't need that to come over the top. I need this Torrent of Tempo to hit. That's what I need. Oh, I guess this comes in for 6. So they're going to block 6 with 2 cards, more than likely. If they block 7, we're in a tough spot. They block 7, we're in a tough spot. But the problem is that even if this does hit, we're not getting the full value here, right? Like, we're still a resource short no matter what. That scares me. I think there's another 0 for 4 in our deck. I mean, that's fine. We're just going to give 2 cards and go Dagger, Dagger, Censor here. I didn't, like, fully scan my graveyard, but I think there's one there. Yeah, there's still D-Reacts in their deck. I saw them pitch some first cycle. We're just trying to get them to where we can start taking every card out of their hand on a consistent basis. If we can get to where we can take every card out of their hand, I think we can win the game. I don't know. We might be too far behind here. It might be. This match might have been over for a while now. It's possible. I was really relying on the second cycle dual threats to like really pull a lot of weight here. This is the third game of the night. 006. This is our third game. We're 2-0 so far tonight, and this game's taken close to like an hour now. All right. Okay, so if we go to 2, it's Kadachi. We're going to go to 2. It's going to be Kadachi, Bittering Thorns for 5, Break the Combat Chain, Dual Threat, Kadachi, Pain in the Backside. Yeah, I mean, this is like our only chance to get out of this game alive. And even then, I don't know if there's enough here. If we had Tunic, we could like possibly make like a Command and Conquer turn here happen, but we might be able to next turn, so they go to 6. Bittering Thorns for 5 is a little clunky. Like, this requires 2 cards, or it requires like Tunic and Defense Reaction here. So this is 4 damage. This being for 6, if they block with a card here, could mean that we could like maybe push enough damage. But we can't throw CNC this turn. Like, if we throw CNC this turn, we're just wasting the value. And then this is 6. Take 3, go to 2. And then the Kadachi flick puts them to 1. So now we're in a situation where, depending on like what they have the rest of the game, we might be able to get there. I guess there's not a 0 for 4 left in the deck. I thought there was one more. I thought I put one back on the bottom of the deck, but I guess not. Knives Out and Nip does not win us the game here. I think arsenaling the CNC, we have to, right? I mean, we're not going to do anything because right now they're just dead. Is this worth it? So if I play Nip, I stop the draw, and then Command and Conquer takes both their cards. I don't think playing both reactions is correct. Like, this is my last Knives Out. I think we're just supposed to play the Nip at the heels here, right? Hang on, I'm thinking about whether this... Nah, like, this is fine. We prevent them from drawing. Uh. Okay, this should end the game, right? Like, unless it's like Sigil in his hand, which it could be, Knives Out, Legacy, and Nip should end the game, right? Okay, so it's the Oasis Respite. Okay. Goes to 2. Prevents the damage that this Kadachi would deal, which is whatever. What did he prevent? What was prevented here? So this is going to do nothing? Oh, they just said, I really love your stream. That was nice of them. Well, there's no reason to do this. I think we lose here, right? Yeah, so they get to prevent this Kadachi. And then this is for 3. Well, that sucks. And now we have 2 stab wounds in our deck, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Because we have to block with both of our cards. Man. It was a close game. That was a close game. I mean, 22 minutes, or I'm sorry, 22 turns over 49 minutes, and we almost got there. It was close. I mean, considering we came prepared 0 to play into this matchup, like, I think this is fine. Oh, well, Sag. I thought we had that one, honestly. My opponent apologized for the hour-long grind, which is, like, kind of funny, because, like, I mean, they're probably just, like, practicing on Talishar like anybody else, but, I mean... Oh... We want to go second in this matchup. Again, T reacts. We want to be on our race faces here, so we're going to cut the same cards. Oh, that's right. We did put a cut through back in, but we were only on 2 because I cut one to be prepared to play a more aggro plan or to play against a more aggro deck. So we cut cards to like play against like a more like we cut offensive cards to play against a defensive version of the deck, and those cards being in the deck would have won us the game. Let's just go ahead and discard this. This is fine. Oh, there was another big hydrate. All right, our opponent's just gonna have to wait a second here. I got you, Fish, before you go to bed. I got you. Big hydrate coming at you. I'm gonna get my water bottle out so I can fill it up, dude. Fill up my cup for a big hydrate here. Ah! After I splash water all over my computer. Jesus. My opponent's like, God, can you just click pass already? Yeah, we'll just block this with one of the Bittering Thorns, I think. All right, here we go. We got a big hydrate here for Fish. Let's just guarantee there's no mask here. We'll just block. They technically did hit with mask momentum last turn, so if we block 2 and then they throw like a 3 or a 4 at us, well, we get punished no matter what. So they would have like drawn 2 cards, so I guess it didn't really matter how we blocked. They would have just had their choice of arsenal. So I feel like you shouldn't have done Pain in the Backside first over Bittering Thorns to make it harder to block overall. I'm trying to think about that turn to like see if I'm following or not. So I'm 1 short, right? To be able to do it all here. We could just Arsenal the Dual Threat. I mean, this turn's pretty good. I kind of like Kodachi 5 go again into Sirens of Safe Harbor. Should have drawn better. Yo, savage, dude. Big Hydrate is a Twitch only thing. I can't really get the channel, like the channel points is a Twitch only like functionality, so I can't get that on like YouTube. So it is like if you're watching on Twitch, you build up channel points that you can spend on different things. I mean, I guess let's just throw 6 here. We'll just throw 6 in Arsenal. Thinking that dual threat turn, playing the Thorns after dual threat versus before, but I don't know if it makes that big of a difference. Oh, I see what you guys are saying. So that I get the extra buff there because I could have played that. I see. I could have played that into I could have played the yeah, I totally see that now. If I'd led on the Pain in the Backside, I would have had the Bittering Thorns for later for the on hit, which could have been more relevant because it would have been for 7. Yeah, that would have been way better. I definitely should have thought about that more. I think I'd throw Dachi Cut Through just to force mask. You talking about last turn? Yeah, it was probably worth it, right? It was probably worth it. I'm going to wait and block as little as I can here. So we will block in here, I think. Oh, blowout. I mean, flicking here if you need the resource, I guess. They do? Okay. So, like, Breaking Point incoming. I mean, you're going to draw a card, so I'm a little surprised they went for the resource there. I guess they're planning on being able to play both cards no matter what, so... Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good turn for them here. USPS said your order was going to come in today. I haven't checked on the tracking since I sent it to you guys, but I mean, but like it's probably supposed to be there soon, right, Derek? Probably should be there this week, I imagine for sure. If not today, then probably like no later than tomorrow or Wednesday, if I had to guess. Want to attack an extra time with this? Okay, sure. Is this like Salt or something? Like, are they going for the Salt and Wind play? I just feel like I need to wait to block. I mean, because right now I'm thinking about doing this whole thing. We'll block like this. Hopefully it's not a breaking point. Hey, what's up, Spencer? How are you, brother? You doing all right, man? Oh, no, this is our the Dragonfire. Okay, so we go to 19 and then we go to 14. Well, we have to decide what we want to name with the Censor this turn if it does hit. We're at 14 and our Tunic hasn't even gotten to 3 yet. Where is your merch at? Riley, I actually don't have any merch. I've had a few people ask about it over the course of me streaming, but I've never like actually been able to put something like that together. I would like to. I've just never been able to, unfortunately. But yeah, I would like to. It would be cool to be able to do something like that. To be able to put like some merch together would be a lot of fun. I've just never had an opportunity to. I will say, coming soon, if you are a YouTube member or if you are a Twitch subscriber, there are custom Agroblaze sleeves and custom tokens that I had created for the stream that you can get your hands on for free just for being a Twitch subscriber or a YouTube member. I'm working on getting they're all being shipped in right now, and I'm going to start like putting orders together, and then I'm going to start shipping them out to people. So yeah, like if that's something that you guys are interested in, then now like custom tokens and custom sleeves are something you guys can find for being YouTube members or Twitch subs. My man said where and when. I don't think they're going to be here before you get here, Trent, sadly, but you think they had a second Oath of Loyalty they wanted to play? Like, should we just name Snatch, maybe? I don't know. This is a tough call on what to name here. Ignite? I don't hate Ignite, honestly. I feel like there are so many different things they could have. Ignite's a good one. Didn't realize this was a thing. Watching all the episodes now. Yeah, dude, you can exclamation point breakpoints and find like a link to the description for all of that. Oh, we should have named Oath. Because yeah, like I mean, it's been a blast doing that with Steven. It's really cool to do that and be able to sit down and like, you know, like learn more you know, about people, and like, you know, Steven was a great like guest on the podcast. He was hilarious. And I did not know that he hated Pummel so much. I learned a lot about Steven the other day. That was pretty funny, I will say. Dachi Command and Conquer, probably. I mean, I'm sure they're going to Arsenal here. Drop of Dragon Blood is interesting. Yeah, naming a starter makes the most sense, Lip. I agree. But, like, I think naming Ignite was okay. The Oath, like, just kind of spoke to me a little bit, saying that's, like, felt like that was something we should have named. If they throw something else at us and they don't plan to Arsenal, I will just block with a Command and Conquer here. They're going to flick a dagger at me and put me to 10. At least I would flick a dagger at me. Especially since Wrath of Retribution is gone. So we get to go dagger, Sirens of Safe Harbor for potential mask effect here. So pretty good, like, potential racing tool here. Will it be on audio platforms? It is available on there. I know Taylor's put together like an RSS feed that like kind of like tracks all of it, I think. But I know that you can find it on Spotify, and I think it's on Apple Podcasts. I think. Cooking dinner last night was like, if you want to keep me making videos for you to watch while making dinner, eating a bowl of cereal at 10 p.m. literally made me laugh out loud. Dude, I'm glad that you enjoyed that, because I got a kick out of that when he said that. I thought it was pretty funny. Thought it was pretty funny when he said it. Hey, let's go. I hate candles. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. Hey, and let's go. I hate candles. Thank you so much for the Prime sub as well, dude. Really appreciate that, man. Means a whole lot. For the follow and the Prime sub, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Guys, if you are here for the first time or you're new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new. And they are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves in chat. I would love to get to know you guys. Been a big VOD watcher for a long time, but never able to make it to lives? Well, dude, that's okay, man. I am glad you've made it to a live now, and I'm glad you're hanging out with us, man. I'm glad you're chilling with us. We're going to take 2 here. We're going to take 2. I'm pretty intrigued to see like how they go through, like navigate through this turn cycle here. I'm not going to bottom anything. I like our hand quite a bit. If they flick and throw another 4 at us, we will sink below and then put the E-Strike on the bottom. Actually, we probably won't, right? I'm pretty okay just giving this up here. We're at 8, they're at 9, and we're about to throw 10 at them. Well, possibly more. They have a Hot on their Heels in their hand they could block 3 with that we know about. So, did a quick search on Apple Podcasts earlier and didn't see it. Okay, I'll check and see where it's at. Just to like make sure that I know exactly where it's at, because I know it's on Spotify, and I thought it was going to be on Apple Podcasts, but I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong about that. I don't know for sure, but I thought it was going to be. But yeah, candles, dude. I'm glad you could make it to a live. I'm glad you're here and hanging out with us. I am very, very glad you're here and hanging out with us. They no longer have masks, so we can take a little bit of damage here, but we do have to be careful about what we let hit. I'm okay to take 3 here. This is fine. Well, 4, I guess we're going to go to 4. Take 2, go to 2. And then we're going to take 2 cards out of our opponent's hand. I mean, I guess they could block with Flick and keep 3 cards if they wanted, which might be better depending on how many breakpoints they have. The origin of the headband, I've talked about this a couple of times. So it started out as like a meme one time. I was talking about it on stream, and somebody was like, "Oh, you should," like just like being funny. And I was like, "Oh, okay, like yeah, you know, like sure." And so I wore one for a stream because I thought it would be fun, and it was, and I fell in love with it. So I've kind of just done it ever since, to be honest. It's just been a lot of fun to do and like just be a part of. So it's been really cool. I was kind of hoping to get to keep 2 cards here, but because I think we just lose now. Yeah, we're just like super dead here, which is sad. Because they're going to flick and put us to 1, and then they're just going to have to block 2 cards and then kill us next turn. That's pretty sad. If they hadn't had such a good turn on like turn 2, I think we win this game by like a landslide. Because we definitely outvalued them over the course of the game. They just had that one turn where they were able to kind of go ham there. So that's like a super BM block right there. I mean, I am on shelter. We are on shelter. I mean, I think we've seen one. So I guess technically, like, I could draw shelter as an out here. Them blocking with flick knives is 100% wrong. I don't care what anybody tells me. That was wrong. There's no world that is correct. I mean, sure. But like block with the Burning Blade dance there. I don't know, or block with the other ancestral empowerment. That's still so wrong. Like, I mean, my opponent won, so like it is what it is. But like, just like I don't know. Why take the line that could lose to shelter when you could take the line that guaranteed kills or takes 4 cards? I mean, but like, don't both of these lines just lose to shelter? Like, both of the lines they took lose to shelter here. Because if I discard shelter, I block the dagger and I block the extra 1 over the top. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think keeping the empowerment was right. Like, I think you're better off to just keep the 2 cards, right? Like, you have 2, 1, and 3. So, like, that hand still allows you. That hand still allows you to take 3 cards out of my hand, right? Because I discard, I have to block the 2. You attack with the dagger, I discard shelter. And then when you attack with the other card, and then we're like back in this weird game where like you have shelter, you have flick on the following turn. So you're forcing me to continuously have it. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, that like taking all the cards out of my hand is like a good play, Darkodius, but like I think keeping the flick is just guaranteed win, if not that turn, the turn later. So I still think it's incorrect. No, I 100% can discard shelter for the dagger. They have one dagger in play, and I don't discard it as a reaction. I discard it in the attack step. They can't flick in response if you do it right, Rabble. You just have to make sure that you flick in the right window. But yeah, I don't know. That felt like a game that like we probably should have won. Oh, this feels like this is not going to be fun. Every time I lose to Syndra, I feel so unimpressed with the deck, and frustrated mind let me down. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty accurate representation of how that matchup plays out. I'm like, when I play Syndra, the deck feels super mediocre. And like, don't get me wrong, there's some times when I like just run hot and the deck feels good. But like, there's more often than not the deck feels super mediocre. And so I think that like playing Syndra is honestly just like, I think Syndra is just a trap. But like I've said this for a few weeks now, and I still believe it. I think Syndra is just kind of a trap. There are better decks you could be playing that are aggro decks in that class. I think Ira's a better pick than that. Like maybe not the list that I'm on, but I think it's better. Quit this game and play me? I mean, I'm not gonna quit this game. Like I just started this game and I know turtles. I'm not just gonna like leave mid-game. That's like super not cool. But I mean, I'm down to play you like after this game if you want, dude. Down to play you after this game if you want, brother. So I get a Pox token. All right. Interesting. All right. Oh, no. You're good, man. Yeah. I mean, we randomly paired into turtle, but yeah. Am I going to be handing out bandanas? LOL. I will not be handing out headbands, but I do like to, like put together a dinner and stuff like that. So this card's worth 2 points of offense or 2 points of defense, basically. I can use this to come over the top and flick a dagger here. I was like, or I could just use this as like paying 2 life for the Pox token. I think I'd rather play offense with it. Punish is the truth. I am going to Kansas City. At least it looks like I'm going to Kansas City. I haven't like officially booked my ticket or anything. There's a couple things I'm like waiting on to hear from, but I would like to go to Kansas City. And we'll take 4. Gonna eat some barbecue? I would like to eat some barbecue while we're there. There's actually a steakhouse I'm thinking about like trying to do like a everybody come and hang out like dinner kind of thing. Because honestly, like the camaraderie of the game is the best part of it for me. I've lived 10 minutes from the convention center. Yo, you live 10 minutes? You live 10 minutes from the convention center, dude? That's awesome. That's really cool. Rut-row, Raggy. I mean, I guess at least Collapsing Trap got spent on that and like not some like super like hold up turn that we needed to have. I guess I'm just gonna Arsenal Legacy of Hikaru. It's very possible that we should just be being defensive as we can, Trent, because we need to be able to like save our life for the trap triggers like you're talking about. But I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that like our D-reacts will like bail us out in a lot of these situations, so kind of what we're going for right now is that our D-reacts are going to play like a lot of the value we need. Okay. And it's going to be Dominate, right? Because it has that counter on it. Well, that kind of sucks. We'll put this on the bottom for next turn or for later in the game. I mean, yeah, the Siren's discard like does help a little bit for sure. So they're only going to be able to get it. Well, I guess technically they could get Blood Rot Trap, but it's more likely that they get the Collapsing Trap, I suppose. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, right? What does this say? Oh, you have to have 3. You have to have 3. Interesting. Did not see that coming, I can say that. A Fab rap video? That would be pretty funny. I have to admit, that would be pretty funny. I mean, we're just going to play this to come over the top with it. Like, just play it out, get it out of our arsenal. That's fine. Definitely not ideal, but it's fine. And then we'll just come in for 6 and Arsenal nip at the heels here. What is Gunnar Ira? What does that even mean? What is Gunnar Ira? Like, isn't she like fully clothed? I don't even understand how that's like possibly a thing. I mean, do we just block 12? Or I'm sorry, I guess we can't technically block 12. We could with equipment. Would definitely put us behind in the fatigue battle. I mean, what if we just take 6 and then we throw 8 back at them? I gotta stop reading everything put in the chat. Oh. Fair enough. Dude, I mean, listen, I always read everything put in the chat. It's like my brain has to. Just like how my brain works. I feel like I have to. I gotta figure out how to clip that. LOL. You guys are having a little bit too much fun over there tonight. Having a little bit too much fun over there tonight. Next 3v3 tournament. The next 3v3 team tournament. Are we gonna see Taylor, Sam, and Aggro team breakpoints? Yo, I would love for that to be a team. I would absolutely love for me, Sam, and Taylor to team up. At a team event. That would be really cool. That would be a lot of fun. I mean, I'm sure they have obligations to like, you know, the card guys and stuff like that, but that would be pretty cool. It doesn't really matter which one we do. Yeah, like there's no way they meant to end their turn. They're apologizing. Like, very, very simple thing. I think we've all done it before. We have all done it before. Deadeye's one we're going to need to block. The Ron Burgundy of streamers. Yo, it is so funny that you say that because I just watched Anchorman last night, dude. I just watched Anchorman last night. That is hilarious that you said that, dude. That is so funny. I absolutely love that. That is so funny. I absolutely love that. Such a funny movie. We'll leave this on top. This seems fine. And then we'll just go ahead and play this. I think we'll just go ahead and put this on the bottom, and then we'll just go Kodachi into Command and Conquer for 7. If you're Ron, then Drew is Brick. Yo, throwing mad shade at Drew right now, dude. Absolutely brutal. Hey, Maracuja, what's up? I told Darkodius we would play a game after this. So if Darkodius is still around and wants to play against me after this, I told him I would play after this one. And then that's probably how we'll end the stream, to be honest. It's after 9:30. And if the game takes long enough, I may not have time for another one after this, but I'm hoping I do. Just get Taylor really excited to play Marlin, and you may be able to grab him for the team tournament. Dude, I think Taylor's being dead serious when he's talking about playing Marlin. I think he's being dead serious when he's talking about playing Marlin. Like, straight up, dude. At Kansas City. I mean, I don't know. He may be trolling, but... Take 4? Alright. So, we're able to grab a 5-point life lead here. An inertia token? Okay. I mean... I'm asking if they're meaning to pass here. Is there a team tourney in Kansas City? I don't think so, Sam, but I'm now I wish there was, dude. Now I wish there was. Me, you, and Taylor would tear it up, dude. You and Taylor would tear it up, dude. Can't be warrior, but when it's rolling, opponents are in hell. Are you talking about Marlin? Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. Josh, are you coming to Josh, are you coming to the Blue Post this weekend? I know that like Ty and I think Jamal, I think a few people are coming. I didn't know if you were coming this weekend or not, dude. I saw your name and thought I'd heard that you stream. Hey, Jose? We're gonna go with Jose. I think that's what you're going for there, so that's what I'm gonna stick with. Dude, yeah, you played the game very well. I have to ask, what was your decision making behind getting rid of flick knives at the end of the game instead of just blocking with the extra instead of blocking with the ancestral empowerment and then just trying to use the flick to kill me? Like, what was the thought process there? And like, there's no shade. I'm genuinely just curious because like we were chatting about it after the game, and I would like to know what was going on in your head if you don't mind. But I appreciate you coming by, man. Appreciate it a whole bunch. Talked to Raymond earlier. I traveled 3 straight weekends in July. Ooh, that's a lot of travel, brother. If you don't make it, I'll understand. But I hope you can make it, man. I was like, I haven't seen you since Pro Quest season or RTN season. I can't remember when we played. I think it was it RTN season when we played last? I think RTN season or maybe Pro Quest. I can't remember. I know we played at that RTN where you beat me in the finals. I think it was like the Aurora Mirror. So it's been a minute. It has been a minute. Hey, what's up, Ash? Because I played around Shelter, Ancestral was going to give me an extra card and tempo. Okay, I mean, we were talking about it, and like, if you keep the Shelter, or if you keep the flick knives and block with the Ancestral Empowerment, it does the same thing, right? Because you take 3 cards out of my hand, and then like, even if I draw Shelter on 1 turn from the flick to like to save myself from the flick, you just have it on the next turn too. So I was just a little curious. It just seemed like I don't know, it just seemed like there could have been a different line. Like, no, again, like, no judgment whatsoever. Just seemed like there could have been a different line there. Yo, how'd the armory go? Did we play at Tokyo Toy Box? That might have been after that. If we did play at Tokyo Toy Box, then that was probably the most recent one. That also makes sense. Cut through turns on both things here, which kind of sucks. Yep. The boulder. I always think of, when I see Boulder Trap, I always think of, I can't. Oh, I had to pitch dual threat to make this happen? Sag. That's okay. We get to do it this way, though, right? We get to go 4 into Tunic Sensor. And then we can name like Remorseless or something, I guess. I don't know. I can't remember. Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's what I always think of when he's like, the boulder has changed his mind, or like whatever, when he's like fighting Toph in the beginning of the show. Or I think it's technically the first or the second season, I think. I can't remember. Can't remember which season it is. Did you talk about the PQ LLing players in the season? I haven't talked about it this stream, Ludiful, but we did get a chance to talk about it on the Breakpoints podcast. So if you have not checked that out, ! Breakpoints. Breakpoints in the chat will give you a link to the like whole like playlist that you can select from, and you can watch the most latest episode where I do get to talk about that a little bit. Battle in Atlanta earlier this year. If it wasn't against you, we were sitting next to each other. That's why I remembered your stream. Battle Hardened Atlanta earlier this year, I would have been playing Aurora. So if that sounds like me, then probably. I don't think I want to sync anything here. Dachi Sensor's fine. We're in a good spot. Like, we're in a good position. We just need to continue to like stick with the game plan here. We can arsenal the E-Strike here. That's it. Okay, so it's in book 2. Okay, so I wasn't crazy. I knew it was like in like something like that. That kind of sucks. Yeah, we'll just do this. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to run to the bathroom. This water is running through me. Tell Turtle 1 sec, we'll BRB. I will be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Turtle put in the chat. Not sure if chat can see, but hi chat. That's so funny, dude. I love Turtle. He's hilarious. Anyway, for anybody wondering, I did wash my hands. Nobody freak out. Nobody freak out. I don't remember if you were playing Aurora, but I was playing Zen. Battle Hardened Atlanta, I only played against one Zen that I remember. And it was Nathan Crawford, so we might have sat beside each other. Yo, Boom Boom Sauce, let's go. Thank you for the 2 months of Prime support, dude. Thank you so much for the Prime support. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Guys, thanks for being here and hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. Yo, Svetazar, what's up, dude? How are you, brother? You doing okay, man? Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. 3. Go again. You love to see it. You love to see it. Hey, let's go. The Rabbler with that Prime sub. Dude, let's go. Rabbler, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that Prime sub. It means a lot, dude. Guys, I really appreciate all your support and you guys hanging out. It's means a lot. I was like, it's makes me feel very warm inside. I'm very appreciative of that. We are gonna break the combat chain here. The inertia token kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It's just a good hand. Do you trade stonks like that kitty guy? I do not trade stocks. I do not trade stocks. Yo, let's go, Jose. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Guys, if you are here for the first time, you're new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're here, and they are, what's your name, what got you into Flesh and Blood, and what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves in chat. I would love to get to know you guys. Dual Threat's a dumb card. This card's insane. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Funny part is if I'd played the Knives Out, dealt 1 extra damage on the Kodachi, we would have won the game this turn. But I'm a bag none, so we've given Turtle an extra turn here. For, like, 0 reason. Yeah, that was just a bad play. Me being a boob. Yeah, I totally should have. It was just a bad play, Lip. It was just a bad play. It was just a bad play. The good news is that this may not end the game. Actually, this doesn't end the game, but it's still going to be pretty good, and we're going to take every card out of our opponent's hand here. We're going to get to Arsenal, Shelter from the Storm, and set up for next turn, which is good. You'll never live that down? And you said, oh, when I came back and I said I didn't wash my hands? Yeah, I know. I know, dude. I know. I know. I was just in such a hurry to get back, I didn't even think about it. Didn't even think about it. Yikes. Go again into Torrent of the Tempo. Should take every card here. Kind of sucks that we don't have a better hand, but again, we're just continuing to put Turtle on the back foot and take every card out of his hand here. I mean, I guess technically we could Kodachi here into this, but Tuna Counter might be relevant next turn. Am I local to Atlanta? I'm not local to Atlanta, but I live about 4 hours from Atlanta. I live in Tennessee. I had a stroke because I knew that notification was coming. Yo, let's go. Mathin Shoop. I really hope I said that right. Thank you so much for becoming a member of Big Support on YouTube. I really appreciate that. It means a whole lot. Really appreciate the love and support tonight, guys. It really means a lot. But I'm not from Atlanta. I live about 4 hours from Atlanta. I live in Northeast Tennessee in a town called Kingsport. So yeah, I'm close to Atlanta, but not really, if that makes any sense. I mean, I think we're getting a little too fancy with it here. I think we just need to take a card, and then we just need to come in with the Torrent here. Maybe I'm supposed to overpitch. I don't know. Do you wear Tennessee orange? No. I am not a Tennessee fan. I don't root against Tennessee. I mean, I guess I do sometimes, but no, I'm not a Tennessee fan. I grew up a North Carolina Tar Heels fan. That was what I grew up. What are we trying to do here? Yeah, I grew up a North Carolina Tar Heels fan. So my whole family are Tar Heels, all of us. And so I am a North Carolina Tar Heels fan by nature. I do not wear orange. I am a baby blue. I like wearing baby blue. Ooh, that's not good. Go down to 10. And then this is going to be for 4. I mean, we do get to go to this a trap? Inertia trap? I mean, it kind of sucks because we're going to go to 9. We're just slowly dying because we can never put together a hand that's good enough to end the game. So this gets blocked by something, which is fine. If they block with a 2-block here, we could just win the game. Sag. Now, this could get 2 cards out of their hand, depending on what Turtle kept here. Yeah, so I guess we're just going to Arsenal the Fate Foreseen here. I mean, we might fatigue them, but there's a lot of traps in our deck that, like, do turn on from the things that they're doing here, so... I don't think throwing this for 4 is correct, because they don't have any, like, 4-block defense reactions. All other defense reactions are traps. We did not play any Victor games tonight, Mathin. We did not get any Victor games tonight. Yo, did, like, Twitch crash, or... No, Twitch still says I'm live. I just lost the chat for some reason. That sucks. I'll have to try and pull it back up here in just a minute. I also hope that you guys get a calling in Atlanta. I would love for there to be a calling closer than Kansas City to me. Would absolutely love something like that. All right, well, that sucks and does put us to 8, and they're going to put a counter on our mask here, but we now get to play pain in the backside and in the game. Unless they have a 4-block hero, we just win. Praise God. It took a while, but we were able to get there. Calling Atlanta would be awesome. Calling Atlanta, would be ideal. Calling Charlotte or calling Atlanta is exactly what, what I need. Something like that would be really cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm probably going to end up going to Kansas City anyway, but it would be nice to get something closer than this. So, wish we could get a calling Michigan. Damn, even Ohio would be acceptable. I mean, Ohio would be cool. Like, I would love, like, a calling, like Cincinnati or Columbus. My brother and sister-in-law live in Columbus, so I would love to have, like, calling Columbus. That would be awesome for me. It would be awesome. We've got Andrew Cook. I mean, Atlanta's massive and has, like, a really big player base, so I'm surprised they haven't done a calling there yet, if I'm just being totally real. If I'm being entirely real. All right, Darkodius, what are you playing? What are you playing, Darkodius? Because, like, I got a hard stop at 10:30 to record something. But what are you playing? If we can play a game in, like, the next, like, 20 minutes, I'm in. Like, I'm not trying to bait you. I'm just being dead serious. Like, I've got to stop. And so, like, if we can play a game in the next 20 or 25 minutes, I'm in. Oh, you live in Columbus? Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, so the fact that I have, like, family in Columbus makes it, like, really nice for me to be able to, like, come to Columbus and stay. I was actually where I top 8'd my first Battle Harden. What do you want me to play? I'll tell you what, Darkodius. You play whatever you want, buddy. I'm gonna put your name here. I can't put the freaking U. God, there's always a fucking letter missing. All right. This is for you, brother. You play something that we can play in the next 20 minutes and I'm in. I mean, we can probably play a gravy game in 25 minutes, right? Like, we can probably play gravy in 25 minutes. I mean, let's try it. Like, we can always try it, and if, like, it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You slept in and missed the Battle Harden? Yo, that sucks, dude. Is this you, Darkodius? Something tells me this isn't you, bro. I don't think this is Darkodius, guys. I don't think Darkodius and I are friends on Discord either. I'm going to back out just in case this is not Darkodius. Let's try this again. Darkodius. Are we friends on Discord? Maybe we are. I don't know. Maybe I am friends with? I don't think so. I don't see it. Not me? All right, let's try this again, Darkodius. Here it goes. It's all you, brother. It's all you, man. All right. Well, I'm gonna do this in like regular CC, Darkodius, so you can see this because this person just keeps joining. Listening to how you guys talk about US cities like they are 20 minutes away is really funny to me. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that it's probably a very different like vibe for you because like I mean I don't know how long it takes you to get places or like like what the distance is for you in Bulgaria as far as are. But like like it takes me 4 hours to get to Atlanta and like that's in my opinion not bad. Like I'll make that drive for an event. Oh, you DM'd me a link? Let's go. Another player has already joined the game. Shit. They just said, all right, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. All right, we get a chance to like take our revenge against Syndra here. The fact that I'm going first is not great for us. It's not great for us. All right, against Syndra, we want Fates, Sinks, we want Shelters, and we want Erase Faces, as they can like really slow down some of their turns. And we're gonna cut one of each of our 2 blocks here, and we don't want the Razier. Yo, Audio, what's up, dude? I have a totally different perspective now. The fact that I know you're messaging me at 10 a.m. instead of like like super late gives me a very, very different perspective, brother. I mean, let's just push some damage, right? Soul Beat Strike with an on hit feels pretty cool. I mean, we get to push through a damage and get an on hit, which is pretty cool. Like the on hit being go again, pretty lame, but still, it's something, right? Yeah, it's not worth pushing the Torrent of Tempo. I think I would rather just Arsenal it here. So we'll just go ahead and Arsenal this and pass. Not the best defensive hand, to be honest. We're probably just going to try and block with the E-Strike here. My man said I'm on the way to the office right now, dude. That's so funny, bro. 4 to 5 hours is enough to cross the entire country. See, that's so crazy to me. And I really got some perspective for that when I was in Singapore a couple weeks ago. Because somebody told me, they were like, oh, you can get to Kuala Lumpur like in like 4 hours. They were like, if you have your own car, you can drive across one side of the country to the other in like 2 hours. And I was like, that's wild to me. You can't get from one end of my state to another in that amount of time. So it's a very different vibe, I will say. Five seems pretty good right here. 5 seems pretty good. I actually haven't got to see the Bravo demo deck yet, so I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be. Like, I don't even know exactly what's in it yet, to be honest. Darkodi's doing a very good job of preventing me from getting masked so far. And then Tunic's up next turn, so we're going to have a really good shot at getting Torrent of Tempo value. Oh, God. Oh, there's the blue we need. I guess we'll jam that to the bottom here. See, a 3-hour flight from Bulgaria, like from like here to like the UK would be awesome, dude. I would love that. Hey, what's up, Josh? The world map is also scaled down to display on a map. When you learn the scales of other countries, you learn how large the US actually is. You know what? I believe that. I actually firmly believe that. I'm really hoping that Darkodius arsenals this. So activate Syndra, and we're going to throw Torrent of Tempo here off of a Tunic counter. And then we're going to Arsenal Bittering Thorns. We're in a really awkward spot where we're probably going to have to give up Mask right here. I mean, the Sink Below makes it better. So it's Bittering Thorns for 4 into probably Command and Conquer. Or we can block with a Command and Conquer if we want to. Yeah, the US is massive compared to like other countries. And and it's one of those things that like being in the US my whole life, I didn't realize that growing up. I mean, the deck's been fun. I've enjoyed playing the deck so far. It's actually probably a real consideration for me to play this tomorrow night. Or I'm sorry, for me to play this on for me to play this at the big event this weekend. I don't think we'll do anything here. Like for me to play this at Richard's event this weekend, this is probably a big consideration for me. We're just gonna take this because this feels like a pretty clear like Mask of Momentum. Probably doesn't do too much here. He would have to spend 1 to use Dragon Scalar Flight Path here because of the Fire Tenant Strike first. So being able to go 4 with an on hit. I mean, yeah, I was like, you gotta pitch a card, which is huge. So pitching a card to Syndra is probably better. I agree. How about you, Udovich? You take that deal? Damn fine deal. On hit effect here feels pretty good. We might see a card and Flight Path here. Yeah, see, I love this because now it's CNC for 7. This is so much value for us. This is so much value for us. I was like, Darkodius is just going to go to 21 and lose his arsenal. It's like pretty much always the better play here. I just watched Hateful Eight recently. Which one is that? I will actively have to be reminded what that is. Oh, dude, I'm playing the horse in Kansas City. Like, I'm not even running from that, bro. I'm playing the horse in Kansas City. Like almost a 0% chance I play anything else in KC. So this is going to be Dachi into Erase Face for 7. Aaron set this list up to play pretty well into like pretty much the whole field, it feels like. Is that the Tarantino movie? Okay, so I have seen that. I saw that once. And it was pretty good. I remember it being pretty solid. Like actually, I remember liking it quite a bit. Like, and it was like weird because shit just kept happening that I was not ready for. So it was really interesting to see. So if I take 4, I can go Dagger, Dagger, E-Strike, put Sirens on the bottom into Sirens from Arsenal. Yeah, I think that Erase Face is going to buy me enough room here. Yeah, I agree. The movie tied together super well. It was, in fact, insane, though. Try my luck for the Worlds, but in 3 years, I might try to come to the U.S. Dude, said I would love if you could come to the U.S., man. I would love if you could come to the U.S., brother. It'd be a lot of fun. We could, like, hang out and, like, do all kinds of fun stuff, dude. I don't remember there being a super rare guitar in the movie. I feel like I don't remember there being that in the movie. Maybe that's just me, like, being a boomer. I don't know. I mean, this is worth 3 points right here. We don't get another weapon attack, but man, drawing that is insane. Because it means we get to come in for 9, and we get to gain a life here. I'm honestly worried that there is a, saying's kind of weird. I'm really worried there's a Wrath of Retribution in Darkodius' hand. That is true. Taryn, our cat, is named after Quentin Tarantino because it's Carly's favorite movie director. We're just going to go ahead and discard Shelter. And then we'll use Mask and Tunic here to block with. It kind of feels bad, but I think it's fine. We take 5, go to 8, and then our turn is Dachi, this thing for 3, Dachi. No, I'm sorry. It's Kadachi, this, pitch this to play this. Yeah, that's a much better line. Mathan, I appreciate it. I'm actually gonna get off after this game. I've got something I've got to record at 10:30 with a buddy of mine. So for anybody who does not know, I'm a part of a couple of podcasts actually. I guess that doesn't work as well as I thought it did. I guess we'll just do it like this. I'm a part of a couple of podcasts. Both are just like passion projects for me. Exclamation point breakpoints in the chat will tell you about one of them. And then the other one you can find more information about by using exclamation point podcast. One of them I do with the card guys, Taylor and Sam, and then we have a couple of special guests each week that we are able to like have on and really talk about Flesh and Blood and like do a deep dive and like really give you guys some like more info about the game and how we feel and things like that. And then me and my cousin, who are the same age and have been like, you know, like best friends my whole life, we have a podcast where we just talk about anything and everything. And we just sit and BS and have a good time and like, you know, just relax and hang out. So if you guys want to check either of those out, make sure you check those out in the yikes. Make sure you use exclamation point breakpoints or podcast. Seven could be better. I think I would rather have the sink below and how close this game is. I think just coming in for 6 is fine. I'm gonna refresh here because it's normally me. I don't know if you can trust Taylor's advice. I mean, listen, Taylor was telling people he's playing Marlin at Kansas City, which like, you know, I don't know. Taylor's a wild card. Taylor's a good guy though. Taylor's a good friend. I have learned that Taylor will give you troll advice to troll you. But that if you like genuinely like stop and like get him and you like ask for some serious advice, he will like really help you out and like walk through things with you and talk to you about things. So Carly, the real celebrity of the chat. I've told Carly multiple times that like if we put Carly on here and like taught her to play Flesh and Blood, like the like views on my channel would skyrocket. Compared to like me, I think. You got torched out so hard by DM Armada. Oh, dude, Steven let me have it. Let me have it on last week's episode, bro. It was hilarious. Steven's so funny, dude. He was hilarious. What are we naming here?
Let's freaking go. You love
Hey, Dex Simmons, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Appreciate that a whole bunch. Thanks for being here and hanging out. We've seen one Blood Runs Deep. I think that's the name, right? I think that's what he, like... I don't know. I could be wrong, but that feels like the name here. Blaze Headlong? Blaze Headlong's also not a bad name. I don't know. Blood Runs Deep is just what speaks to me here. Could be heartburn, though. Could be heartburn. I haven't taken my medicine in a couple days, so... Okay. Yep, so we're going to take 4, go to 4. And then it's going to be Dachi, or I'm sorry, it's going to be Dachi, Pain in the Backside, Dachi, Sirens. I'm going to refresh. It's probably me. Probably me. I think this is the first time I've ever played against Darkodius, actually. Like, this is the first time I've ever had a chance. Normally, Darkodius is hanging out in the chat, so it's kind of nice to, like, get to play against him for a change. He's a very good player. He's, I think, the only player to ever win a Battle Hardened in the ProQuest Plus the same weekend. I could be wrong. Somebody else might have done that as well. But I think he's the only person to ever do that, so... He draw a no block. I drew a no block. Okay, makes more sense. Makes sense. Yeah, and like we were just able to like utilize all of our defense reactions that game. That and it really seemed like Darkodius had like a clunky hand there in the middle. So between like a clunky hand in the middle and like us just being able to draw well-timed defense reactions and really play like very aggressive, it lined up very well. I think everything just kind of came together for us there at the end. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Aaron was cooking with this deck. This deck is awesome. Like, I went 4-2 with this deck, and I've played like I think I've played like 2 games ever of Ira before this tonight. And they were both like last night. Like they were both last night, me testing. So like I've played 2 games of Ira before this with this list, and I gotta tell you, Aaron was cooking with this. This is an awesome deck. I really like this a lot. It fits really well into like, I don't know, like it just plays a very good mid-rangey plan. It's just fun. I don't know. I just thoroughly enjoyed the deck. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. Thank you so much for being here. We will be streaming tomorrow. I think tomorrow night is going to be Victor versus Slippy. I think Nathaniel's going to come over and we're going to get some Victor versus Slippy games in. There might be some Ira versus Slippy games, but I think we're going to be looking at playing Victor versus Slippy as Nathaniel's trying to do well at the ProQuest Plus this next coming weekend at Gen Con. So hopefully he can take it down after we get some reps in. But anyway, thanks so much for hanging out. Have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.